no one owns skating. There are people linked up at Hyde Park. We thought we were the only ones.
Skate mates chopping it up. Skate mates chopping it up. Skate mates chopping it up. Rolling to the London scene.
What is going on, guys? My name is Tori.
I'm Rodney.
This is Skate Mates, and no, we are Skate Mates, yes. And this is Chopping It Up, podcast talking about all things London roller skate. I'ma come again. Okay, let me start again. What's going on, guys? I'm Tori.
I'm Rodney.
We are Skate Mates, and this is Chopping It Up, a podcast talking about all things London roller skate scene related, past, present, and future, with an aim to archive the scene as far back as we possibly can go. Clean.
Getting it.
Second time, clean. And we are here, and we are joined with. Can I just say it before I say who this is? You can obviously see him. It's going to be in the description, all that stuff. But this is, I think, probably the most talked about. No pressure. Yeah. The most talked about, the most requested person to have, and actually in our top 5 of our list when we did the list.
When we first done it,
like to be on a podcast. And
I mention you every episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, literally.
Every episode.
Literally, he says your name like every episode. And he's here.
Where do the round of applause button, man?
Is it this one?
That one.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
How you feeling? Feeling
good, man.
Good.
Yeah, not too bad. Firstly, thank you guys for having me.
Nah, man.
No worries, man.
It was a no-brainer, man. It was a no-brainer.
Number 1 out of the 5. No,
the maddest thing, if I had my way, I probably would have. You see what I'm saying? But you know, sometimes like you want to kind of perfect the craft before I kind of had you in. Like I wanted to be kind of semi-polished before I have you in. Like you see what I'm saying? Like so.
Man, honestly, I really appreciate it, man. I really do. I'm excited.
Yeah, good, man.
Chop it up.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, so do you want to talk about when you started skating, or talk about just you can introduce yourself and then you can kind of go into like your skate history thus far.
Yeah, so as some of you may know, my name is Dev. I'm a roller skater from South London. I've been skating for like this year's gonna be 12 years. This summer will be 12 years.
No way! I didn't even think you were skating that long.
Yeah, it's a long time. So I've seen it come and go and come and go and come again. But yeah, like I'm a content creator, if you want to call it influencer. I don't really like the term influencer, but I have I suppose an influence within my community. And yeah, man, I really got a love and passion for everything skating. And yeah, just I suppose that's kind of where I started and how I started. And then yeah, we're just kind of just running with it. And seeing what we can do to grow this thing. Basically.
Sure.
That's the vision.
Sick.
I love that.
Get this thing as big as possible.
Can you just do me a favour, and just bring your mouth a bit
Yeah.
closer to the mic, please?
I'm a bit of a mumbler as well, aren't I?
We've had worse, trust me.
That better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Alright, cool.
So you've been skating. So what year did you start skating? You said 12 years, right? So
Yeah.
what do you remember what year that was?
It would have been like, 2011, 2012?
Okay.
Like that.
So why did you start skating?
Okay, so it's a funny story, actually. And I actually really enjoy telling this story. So back in the day, back in college, I used to go to Richmond College, anyone doesn't know. And there was a youth centre, like literally beside the college. And everyone would always go there after college, whatever, just hang out, chill. Or if you had like a free period during college, like you'd go there and just chill out, right? And then one day after college, they had this this pop-up roller skating kind of thing where they had like
that's random,
just random skates. Like people had skates and they had like enough space in the hall. And then I swear down, like as jokes, we're like, oh yeah, man, them like let's jump on skates. Oh, it'll be sick. It'll be jokes. Obviously, we all jumped on skates. Had the best time of our lives. It was lit. None of us were good, by the way. Like we was dropping all over the place, but we had a really good time. As anyone can relate, if you've skated for the first time, it was really good. Next week, we all bought skates. The next week, all of us had skates, and then yeah, like over time, we just became them skater guys in college, and yeah, everyone knew us as the skater guys from college, and then it kind of just carried on from there. I don't know, we just. That is literally the story. Like
Sick.
That is actually a sick story. That is actually.
Do they still skate now? Some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them. Some of them are doing their own thing. Model, whatever. Business, corporate world. But
that is dope. Where did you buy your skates from?
So I got mine from a website called quadskates.co.uk.
Okay.
And as you can imagine, I literally typed in
quad skates.
and it was the first one that popped up.
What were they like? Ventros?
Ventro Pros, man.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Were the ones.
Those are the ones. I still vouch by them to this day. If someone asked me what skates would you recommend, I'm screaming Ventros,
Yeah.
Say less.
Straight.
because they're comfortable as you can imagine. They got the sock. Yeah. They're sturdy as hell.
Yeah, they can go through anything.
Anything. And I had my airwaves with them as well from back then. Some any old bearings, and yeah, I was just running the streets, man.
I literally love that. That's actually
cold.
a sick story. I feel like I imagined it in my head, like
Yeah,
you guys
I can
in
see
the
it.
hall.
I can kind of
like,
see
oh,
it.
you
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
oh, like
Yeah,
I loved
literally.
it.
Literally.
And you
it
lot are
was
falling, but everyone's just busting up. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Bants.
That's
I
sick, man.
flipping love that. Okay, so was you skating the whole time? From then, was it like? Did you have a break? Like what's your skate journey been from then to now?
Yeah, so from then, when we bought our skates, that same summer, no exaggeration, we skated every single day of the summer.
Wow.
You know, like the summer holidays,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
every single, like I'm not even exaggerating. Every single day of that summer, we skated, and we started getting sick. That was like for that year,
Yeah.
and then we'd been like in the skating thing for about a year. But remember, we're from South, innit? So
Yeah.
like at this point we didn't know nothing about anyone else, innit?
Yeah.
Like we didn't know.
Just thought that it was you lot.
We just put it
Yeah,
us lot.
yeah.
That's what it is. Everyone goes through that, innit?
Literally,
Yeah.
like
You think you're the only person.
one that does it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm about to give you lot a throwback here.
Yeah,
but
go.
do you not remember that app called Keek or Kick? And
Yeah.
No.
And it was like 5 to like it's like kind of like Vine,
Vine,
but
yeah,
it didn't
yeah.
pop off like
Yeah,
Vine.
yeah.
Don't remember. But
Right. So I used to have that back in the day. And I saw some other guys on roller skates, innit? I was thinking, raw, like, where is this? And I was searching for ages to try to find these lot, yeah, like through like their tags, like the hashtags and everything.
Yeah.
Didn't have a clue. Anyway, we was getting on a street skate. We started from southeast London, started from Bermondsey. We went all the way to West, and we skated all the way from West, like Shepherd's Bush, all the way to Stratford.
Mad.
Like all in one day, yeah?
That's mad.
But hear this now. We got to Stratford. And then we're at Stratford by the big stairs that everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just see some random skater just zoom past. Obviously, we ain't seen no other skaters. You know what I'm saying? This was our first time seeing any other skater. We're thinking, what's going on here? It's like, bro, where's he going? Little did we know, he was going Stratford Mall.
Stratford. Yeah.
So we followed him.
I love
We
this.
bust the doors of the Stratford Mall and just gone, raw.
Like, there's
Bare skaters. We saw the whole Stratford scene.
Yeah.
Sick.
And obviously, that was like a Friday night. That was a night that everyone used to go to Stratford.
Yeah.
Everyone used to go to Stratford.
Yeah.
And then,
What was your feeling when you
I was
opened that
just
door,
about to
though?
say that, yeah.
I can't even describe it. It's crazy because, like I said, we honestly thought we were the only,
Yeah, you
the
do.
only ones.
Yeah, you do.
And obviously, we see my man blow past us. We later on found out that was actually a guy called Emre. If you know about Emre, you know about Emre from Stratford days. People will know.
They
Trust
will
me,
know.
they will
They will
know.
know.
They will know about Emre, hardest skater. And then so obviously we've seen him blow past, so we was already quite like raw. Like
who's that?
Who's
Like,
that?
yeah.
And then when you see everyone else, and then that was like us. That's when we saw them doing all the chopping and shuffling.
Yeah.
And by these times, man could only chop. I couldn't shuffle.
Okay.
Because
okay.
everything that we learned was all self-taught.
Self-taught, yeah.
You didn't know nothing about nothing else, innit?
Yeah.
So we seen them, and then it was literally just, I suppose, awe. We're just in awe, like, of these guys' skills, seeing weaving through all the people inside the mall. First of all, we thought it's crazy that they actually allowed in a mall. Because any other time we tried to go to any other shopping
Yeah, you
centre,
get kicked out.
Kick
That's
you
what it's
out.
like in
Wigan
South,
Centre,
though. You can't
Wigan
do
Centre,
nothing,
they tried
bro.
to take us out.
Did they run after you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Wigan Centre.
I've had that.
Eek. So yeah, it was just in awe. Just in awe, man.
I literally
And how old
love
was you,
that.
if you don't mind me asking, like roughly?
So this would have been, I would have been, what, 16?
Okay.
16, 17 around this time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 27.
Yeah. Okay.
That is so sick though, man.
Yeah.
I literally love that. Like I can see that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm literally like
you can see
envisioning
it.
the
You
whole
can see
thing.
it.
Like,
Yeah, you can
and
see
I
it.
and that feeling of like opening the doors and being like almost introduced to this new world. Like we did a post on Instagram like quite recently, and Rodney was talking about being like, you feel like when you skate, you're like in this different world to everyone else. Like you're in the world, but you're in a different world. So imagine like you guys skating and be like, we're the only ones, and we skate and we do this, and then like you open the doors and you're just like, what the heck? Like I remember that feeling because for me, the first time I skated, like properly skated, was in Silver Spoons, which was then called Silver Spoons, which changed to Fixate, which is not out. But Silver Spoons is when I first was like introduced. So we did Vauxhall, you know, like Renaissance Room, like you had that, but I never knew about the back room in Vauxhall. Right. So you only saw the front room. They had like, you know, like and the hen nights and that. So I'm thinking, what's this? Like, we don't skate like this. Do you know what I mean? Me and my girls. So when we went to like Silver Spoons, that's actually VT Skate. Shout out to you guys. They took us there, me and my friend, and that feeling of like walking and being like, what the hell? Yeah. Majority of people were black, first of all. I see roadman. I see like, you know what I mean? Like older people, younger people. I was like, what the actual hell? Like, what is this? How come I didn't know? How long has this been here? Like, what? Like, you're just mind blown. Do you know what I mean? Like, that feeling is like, it's like I say, it's a secret society, man. It's like Fight Club. I tell people all the time, like, it's like Fight Club. Sometimes when I go to Vauxhall, especially, and I drive down and see my car hits the bend and I just see everyone, my heart is just like it's warm, innit?
You know what I love? You know, I don't know. You know when you're going down to it, and you hear the music first.
You
might see
the bass.
You're going to hear the bass of the music. You're like, oh, what am I stepping into? He's going to be here. You must have turned to see crazy, man.
Oh, I literally love that.
Shout out Vauxhall though.
Listen.
Shout out Vauxhall, man. Because I feel like a lot of things came out from Vauxhall.
100%. Renaissance Room we talking about.
Yeah.
Listen, like we had our like SSE, we had a skate event there on a Thursday. That's how I ended up going to Vauxhall. And I think around the same time, Choice had their event. So ours was on a Thursday, theirs was on a Saturday. And I met a lot of people that like literally I love to this day, like there. Do you know what I mean? Like people that I will never have spoken to. Like, do you know what I mean? So it literally paved the way for like so much. Like, 100%. Do you know what I mean? So it's like man.
And even sorry to cut you.
No, go.
No, but I'm saying like in regards to like now.
Yeah.
When I speak to people that like sometimes I get stopped on the road. Oh my god, like you're on roller skates, or they see me like sitting down in McDonald's with my skates on, or on the underground because I'm that guy that doesn't take his skates off. But people are like, oh yeah, like where do you skate? Or do they still skate at Vauxhall underneath the bridge? I'm like, you know what? They actually closed it down, but everyone knows or knew about Vauxhall. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's very. I feel like it's a key part of that skate history that we have here in London.
I wasn't really skating like that when Vauxhall was on, but I went. So I went with my dad, my mum, my cousin had a birthday party there, and I'm in there. And I'm looking like, what the fuck is like? And I'm seeing people that went to my college, that I work with, that are roadman, that I just bought a draw from. Like, and I'm just like, this is where everyone is. I'm like, cool, say no more. Like, it was the maddest thing I've ever seen in my life. But then I was like, it makes sense. It actually makes sense.
Yeah, it really does. And for those that don't know, Roller Nation is Vauxhall Renaissance Rooms. It's like moved, there was a gap, and then now it's like Roller Nation. So that's originally where it came from, was Renaissance.
Kind of should have stayed in South, but
I mean, it should. You know the people that own buildings there, they move a bit crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the only reason why I couldn't stay there.
Yeah, but don't you think it's so wild that there isn't a indoor skating rink in Southeast London? And I think, and it's gonna sound so mad, I could be wrong, but I feel like the majority of skaters are from Southeast.
So most majority of skaters are from South.
Yeah, from South. Sorry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like just in Catford. Like I live in Catford, innit? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I live in Catford, and you know how many skaters are in Catford?
No,
it's 100%.
It's
like sometimes
ridiculous.
I'm skating and I'm just like, bro,
who's
I'm
that?
Like, bro, I live on that road there. I'm like, bro, I've lived around here all my life. What do you mean? I've never seen you before.
Don't forget about Blue Square though.
Yes. Blue Square as well.
Yes. It's crazy because I thought that you was a new skater.
Really?
Yeah. So when you're saying these things, I'm like, you actually know? No. Like,
listen, I've been about, like,
so
I've really been about.
Yeah, we debated how long you were skating for. And I was saying, he's been skating for a while.
I was like, no, man, it's been like 3 years.
And I'm like, no, it's longer than that. No. Like he's in the 8, 9, 10 category. He has to be.
That's so crazy.
I just don't get involved in the mix up.
But the thing is, you've been around for these times, right? So you knew about Renaissance Room. Did you ever go?
Yeah. So once I was off age.
Once
I was 18.
Yeah, you went.
I went to Vauxhall.
Did you go? Did you go
normally on like either a Saturday night or a Sunday night?
Sunday was nice.
They used to do a good Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday was nice.
I used to go there quite often actually on a Sunday.
So did you
go?
This
was towards the time that they was closing it down.
Okay. I don't think Choice was still running at that point. No, it wasn't, because I was going to ask you if you went to Choice, but no, obviously not.
I went to
Chris J's thing.
So Chris J, he was always about.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I even went to Wembley.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't immerse myself with everyone.
Yeah.
So like, I was kind of just there with my friends, did my own thing, and we dipped out.
And we went out. Yeah.
As far as we were concerned, we was off ends, and so it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
not even like that. But
it's just like, of course.
As a
It's
South
always
Londoner,
cautious though, innit? Like,
When you're from South, you're very aware of those things, for sure.
So it's like, we'll go there. All right, cool. Let's go back home now, innit? Like, that's what it was.
That's actually very, very, very dope. What do you love about skating?
What do I not love about skating? I mean, like,
That's a good question.
skating is like, as everyone knows, everyone says like skating is their release, and I strongly agree with that. But I like skating because it's a direct represent. Like it. Sorry, let me just say that again. I like skating because it, the amount of time you put into it, it translates exactly to what you're gonna get out of it.
Facts.
Oh, I love that.
Do you get what I'm saying? So if you see someone who is sick at skating, it's not by chance that they're good at skating.
Very true.
They've worked at it.
You've worked to get where you are.
You have to get there.
Like, I feel like it's just sick to be able to test your body, to test your mind, to see how far you can take something, how much you can challenge yourself.
Yeah.
So that's one part of it. I love the fitness, physical health kind of part of it, keeping healthy, cardio, leg strength, core, balance, all of that good stuff. And then also it's the whole sense of community. It's the whole mutual respect that you have for someone when you see them on skates. And that's not even on a level where it's like, oh, like we're best friends, but it's like, rah, I see you on skates. I don't really know you, but the fact is, me and you share that same passion for what
we're
we're
part
doing.
of the same thing.
And I respect you for that. And if anything was to happen to you, if I was to see you like on the road and you was missing like a bolt or a wheel or something like that, I'll be like, oh no, listen, I got you. Like have this or I always, if you've seen my skating essentials video, I always say about carrying a spare wheel or a spare bearings. And literally, I've been in that situation a whole heap of times where my bearings popped out here. Is another one. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that love that everyone has for each other, the support, everyone keeps on pushing each other on.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, man, I love skating. Like genuinely, I love skating.
But you can see it. Yeah. Even if people that don't know you, like you can see there's like, it's like a part of your bones. Yeah. It's like a part of you. Like you can see it. Like just, I have a question. I've got quite a few questions. First of all, to go back to you saying like the physical elements of it, like you said you train, right? What do you train for? Like what do you do?
So first of all, I do karate.
Okay.
At quite a high level.
Sick.
Okay, so there's that. I do a lot of training for karate, which helps obviously the whole balance thing, leg strength, all of that stuff. So I do karate. I also go gym. Okay. And if anyone watches my stories, I have this whole thing called the Build-A-Bear. So I feel like I basically call the gym my Build-A-Bear workshop. And my body is the bear that I'm going to build. So when I go to the gym, I'm going to build the bear. I'm going to build the body that I want. Yeah. And every day you'll see me, all right, cool, on my way to the Build-A-Bear workshop. Blah, 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 get out your bed. Just trying to motivate people to get onto their thing and become the best version of themselves. And that's kind of what my whole thing is about. So yeah, in terms of my training, I do karate, I go gym, and I skate in it. That's what I do.
That's so dope. Yeah. That is actually very, very dope.
So when you talk about karate at a high level, like how high are we talking?
Like
you're like a black, is it black belt?
I don't even know what the
you're black belt.
Is.
Oh my G! hey, no one playing with me. I got Dev coming for you, know.
I've been a black belt for a long time now. I've been doing karate for basically pretty much all my life.
Kid. Swear.
We've got a family-run karate club.
Swear.
Yeah.
Sick.
So we've got, funnily enough, West Norwood Leisure Centre.
Oh, nice.
We go on a Friday.
That
do you
is
do kids?
Such a nice
Kids classes?
Starting from 6 years old.
I'm bringing my daughter. Say not wicked.
It's
cool.
literally right there.
Yeah.
The West Norwood. Yeah. The sports centre.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. I'm coming.
What days is that?
That's on a Friday.
Okay.
West Norwood. We've got Saturday, Streatham Leisure Centre.
Okay.
We got Wednesday, Herne Hill.
Yeah.
So we've got different places
sick,
dotted around London.
Different, yeah.
Our whole demographic is more geared towards people from, difficult backgrounds.
Yeah.
Help kids with their discipline, help kids with their self-defense, give them something and sort of an outlet, for them to get rid of all that extra energy that they may have. And literally, it's the amazing thing. I know this is meant to be about skating, but
it's about you.
Yeah.
It's about you.
So the amazing thing about the karate that I found, obviously, over the years that I've been doing it, you literally will have kids who have started from 6 years old, and we're fortunate enough to see these kids grow, become adults, get jobs, and they will still come around and be like, yo, like, I remember when you guys showed me this, or all these life lessons that you give people.
I love that.
It's beautiful to see the kids grow up and become their own kind of personality, their own self.
That is
well
so
done to you
sick.
and your family, man.
That
Yeah,
is
sick,
dope.
man.
That is very, very, very
Hit the
dope.
round of applause button, bro.
We'll link that below as well if you've got like links and stuff. Like
Yeah,
that.
we've got
We'll
a
link
page.
it. Yeah,
We've got a page, man. So if you have any kids or anyone that wants to get involved,
I'm bringing her, bro. She's coming, bro. Yeah.
So is it kids to adults? What are you mainly focused on children?
It is mostly focused on children.
Okay.
So the main age group that we have is from 6 years old, pretty much up until the age of 16.
Okay.
The difficulty that I find a lot of karate clubs, they may be able to relate to this, is once kids get into teenage years, their focus tends to shift.
Of course, yeah.
As you can imagine.
Yeah.
So their priorities more or less change.
Yeah.
So before it would be like, when they're younger, it'll be the parents kind of saying, listen, you're going karate.
This is what you need to do. You need to go this. Yeah.
But
be
as they
committed.
get older, they get, I don't know, involved in girls
Whatever.
and whatever
Yeah.
they're getting involved
Yeah,
in, and
yeah,
like, oh, I don't want to do karate no more. Like,
Yeah.
and that's where we tend to miss out or lose out on quite a few of the.
they kind of drop off.
They start to drop
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
differently though, I'm trying to like get some adult classes going because
That'll be sick.
it's another thing. Unless anyone asks me, I don't
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
You see how you ask me?
Yeah,
I'm happy
yeah.
to talk about it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, you wouldn't know, innit? That is very sick.
Oh, that's sick, man.
That is
I'm
dope.
playing around with the idea of sharing it more on my page, but it's like I don't know if people really people want to see
Do you know what it
stuff
is?
like
'Cause
that. I don't know.
I think all of us, like, I feel like when you get to a certain point in your life, like, karate's never been something that I've even considered, but I would do it with my kid. So, because she's doing it, and me probably doing it with her is going to make her, one, more confident and more accepting to do it. So, I would do it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so definitely, man. Yeah, I'd say share it, man.
Yeah.
Like, you never know who is going to inspire or who's going to say, yo, bro, I've
Yeah.
been thinking about it.
Who you
Like,
gonna
it's
connect with?
definitely, man.
Yeah.
I think one thing I always say, like, you're a personal brand, innit? So, like, knowing about personal branding, like, one thing I always say is people buy into you before they buy into what you do.
Facts.
So people feel like, oh, like, it's because you're a skater. It's like, no, you're a good person. Like, you're a genuine person. And anything that comes off that is going to be of quality and are going to be of a certain standard because of who you are. So people always buy into you before what you do. So if you shared karate stuff, it may not get as much traction because people are there for skating, but it's definitely going to get some traction because it's you. And you're like, oh, it's family owned. And yeah, man, I'm going to go. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think definitely share it. Like, don't, like, it's you, you're passionate about it. It's what's made you who you are. And we love who you are, like, even without knowing you. Do you know what I mean? So I say share it, man. So
Do it, man.
Gotta get on it still.
yeah, do it for sure.
I'm coming. Like, me and my daughter, we're the first sign us up, man. We're already there.
Say less.
Yeah, as long as no one hits me on my face, I'm cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't been hitting my face in a long time. And me being a grown ass man, we're not doing that, bro.
No, but even when it comes down to like just confidence,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm talking for your daughter,
In
like
general.
confidence in herself, being able to keep still just for like,
she needs that, bro.
you know what I'm saying?
She needs that.
You know what? People underestimate like just being able to have a child, just stay still.
Yeah.
Like, and this is some of the things that we actually train. Like,
Oh, sick.
you're moving. Why are you moving?
Yeah,
Like, literally.
Kids are always
stay-
antsy, innit? They're just like, always want to do stuff, always
Yeah.
want to look around, always want to,
Yeah.
yeah.
She had parents' evening 3 days ago. One of the reports was she's always fidgeting. She's always getting up because I know my daughter in it.
Yeah.
My daughter's extremely active in it.
Yeah.
Her mum is an active human being. I used to play basketball and I skate. She skates as well. So my daughter, you can't keep her still. Even when she's watching a movie, I've watched her. Me and her might be chilling watching a movie, and she'll get up and she'll walk over there and stand there for like 2 seconds, then come back and sit down. There's nothing over there, and I'll watch it, and I don't think she understands that she's actually doing it. I think she just her body's like, yeah, I need to get up.
need to move.
I've been sitting there for 25 minutes now. I need to get up. So I can only imagine in class how she is. I would love to be a fly on the wall sometimes, just watch how she is in school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely.
man. All those things that we work on, innit? And obviously the whole physical and self-defense aspect is just like a byproduct of it.
An added bonus.
Yeah, we coming for sure.
That is
Tori and her.
so sick. What did you say?
You're coming as well, bro. You need some self-defense.
Maybe. I might like karate. I like doing some things with my legs. I like kicking stuff with my legs, so that's part the aspect that I would like. I do. I'm like a.
What are you in? What you at home? Just
I
kicking
say
shit?
basically.
You
I've
close the
had
fridge with your foot? Is that what you
I've
do
had
at home?
ruptured Achilles on my left and right foot. Like, come on, like I feel like I've been in the trenches. Do you know what I mean? So it's wild. It's wild.
Both legs.
Yeah,
Wild, isn't it?
It's so crazy.
Wild,
My doctor was like, "This doesn't happen." I was like, "Oh, balance doc, man. Left leg, now we're balanced." He was like, "This doesn't happen." I was like, "Yeah, boy, it's special. I'm special, innit?" So, but we're here. We're walking. I'm skating. I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? Like we're back. So I'll be up for it. Like I like the kicking stuff. Don't know about the punching stuff, but I guess I'll learn to love it. So if you do adult classes, I'll definitely come. Like I'll definitely come. It'll be like I like trying new stuff. So let's do it.
Karate come from Japan.
What's that again?
Karate come from Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Chinese.
No, I said no. I'm always up for new challenges.
Oh, challenges.
New
Sorry.
challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, I say we're gonna get a whole bunch of skaters. We're gonna do a little skaters.
Imagine, like, we could do like a skill exchange.
Yeah.
Like a, do you know what I mean? Like a,
Yeah,
that would be sick.
Let's do
Like
something.
skill for skill. Like that
let's
would
do
be,
something.
that'd be amazing. You heard it here first.
Oh, yeah, that's
That
a
would be,
good idea.
that would be
I
sick.
really
Like to
that.
actually do that. Like a,
I really like that.
okay, well, coming soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there anything you wanted to ask? Because I feel like I'll take over this.
I know. Yeah, I like
Okay,
sometimes
cool.
when you're in this band.
Yeah,
I like it still because you're on fire. Yeah. And plus, you said you had a few more. So
I do. I want to talk about. And it's up to you how you want to talk about it. And there's one thing I say I want to talk about is because of something that Rodney always talks about you on the podcast. Your upbringing, and I think mainly because, like I said, people to buy into you before they buy into what you do. And you have this kind of like essence of like respect, like humility, which humans in general, not a lot of people have those elements. And you said you're 27, right?
Yeah.
And you're in your 20s. Like it's not something that you necessarily find in people. In people that are in their 20s, because I'm 36 and we're not in our 20s basically. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to say unless you want to say it. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm 37 like in June, so boy.
43 next.
No,
In 12 days.
yeah.
Bruh.
This might come out after his birthday, but like April. He's gonna
Mad.
Black don't crack on the
No,
crack.
for real,
Listen,
though.
listen.
Like, that's mad, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I'm in bad shock. I'm in bad shock. Raw.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's
shout out.
crazy.
Look at the clap for YouTube. Look at the clap on. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
like,
man.
it actually shocks people. So, and the thing is, the maddest thing for me is I don't feel it in it. So sometimes
Yeah, I
even
know.
my
It's a
brain,
mental
yeah,
thing.
I don't even. Sometimes when people ask me, I'm just like, oh shit, because I don't feel it in it.
Yeah.
Like I have some brethrens that we're the same age, and you would look at us and you just think, yeah,
Nah.
we didn't go to the same school.
Yeah, we don't live the same life.
you
You're not the
didn't
same
live the
age.
same life. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Mad.
Yeah, and it's not because my life has been easy, but I've just learned, especially when certain things, like I'm very much a person. If I can't control it, I'm not gonna stress over
let it go.
And I have to let it go. And I've watched stress like literally destroy people's lives. So I'm just like, you know what? If I don't have £50 to pay my phone bill, cut it off, bruv. Because
There's nothing I can do right now.
Yeah,
Do you
when
know what I
get
mean?
it, you get it.
Yeah,
You'll be
yeah,
surprised
yeah,
to both of us. So you see what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, man, like fuck it, innit? Like,
Yeah, I think there definitely is an element of like control in it when you're thinking about like certain things in life, and I think also like your mindset in it. Like I don't feel like when people say it to me, they're like, oh, even like the other day, my friend, like someone I met at skating was like, what? And I was like, in my mind, I'm like 21, like,
yeah,
like
I'm still in my teens, bruv.
it's
Yeah,
weird
for
to me. Yeah, it's weird to me when like my birthday comes on and I'm like, what? Like, huh? How have I like what? Do you know what I mean? It's like a very crazy thing, but enough of us. Yeah, like where did that come from? Like your humility, like how you are as a person, like where did that come from?
Yeah.
Like how are you the way you are?
Well, I think firstly, maybe the karate has
Yeah, I was
had a
gonna say
massive
that.
impact on that. And now that I've spoken about karate, maybe you can
Make the
add
connect.
dots.
Yeah.
But you know, even before the karate, I got to give a massive shout out to my parents. Like, they have not even just only my parents, but my family as a whole. That's aunties, uncles.
Yeah.
They've had obviously a massive positive impact on my life to the point where, like, I don't know, they taught me the right values from a young age. So I was lucky enough to have pretty much anything that I would need from a young age. We wasn't really like struggling like from young, and I'm very privileged, and I'm aware of my privilege that I was able to have a childhood like that.
Yeah.
Both my parents would work for the day, so what would happen is I'd get dropped off to my grandparents' house in the mornings, like early morning. Mum would take us to me and my sister. Got a younger sister. Would take us to grandma's. From grandma would take us to school, pick us up from school.
I love that
so
family
on.
unit.
And then it's the whole like Jamaican grandparents. It's a different thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've got the values of a Jamaican upbringing from my grandparents, and then obviously my parents over the weekends. So yeah, I guess like just from my parents, from my grandparents, from my family as a whole, they taught me the right values and having that whole respect element. And yeah, I suppose it's helped shape me into the person that I am today. Another thing that a lot of people don't actually know about me, and something that I haven't actually, I don't really volunteer this information, but I used to go to private school.
Oh, really?
So I used to go to private school from year 7 through to year 11.
Nice.
And that's like a whole other experience in itself. One of the things I'd say that I've learned from private school not only is obviously like a really good education, but it's being able to adapt to different scenarios.
Yes.
So as you can imagine, the people that you would meet in private school come from a certain demographic.
Yeah.
And they're not from the same demographic that I'm from. As much as I had a privileged upbringing to even be able to go to private school, it's not the same as them. And even just the conversations and stuff that they'd have as young kids, you kind of get in tune with that, and it makes you feel like, you know what, I can get that as well.
Yeah, I can do this.
And it kind of brings you up as well.
Yeah.
So, and I did, at the time, I would never have realized this. Like, it's only since I've
hindsight
left. Yeah, it's only since I've left school I've realized, actually, you know what? Like, slightly, that's actually kind of helped me in the long run to be able to see things in a different way, or be able to adapt in different scenarios and know how to speak. I can put on my office voice in the blink of an eye. Like, honestly, like,
That's good.
it's scary.
Good.
It's scary how I do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still, on the ends.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I've got all my friends from just the ends in it. So
That's
that.
it, man.
And I love that you had like both. Like, you had your friends that's on the ends. You wasn't just like, I'm in private school and didn't talk to no one. Like, you had like your ends and you had like the private school, and like kind of like merging that together, like within you, innit?
literally, and then, sorry, I'm going on a bit, but
No,
the
go.
whole sport, massive role in my life. All my life I've played sports.
Wow.
Football, obviously the karate. At school, every sport under the planet. Rugby, hockey, cricket, athletics, tennis. Like, I'm honestly, every
All of it.
sport. Like, I was that person. Every single day, I'd be getting home 7:30 from school, like from secondary
you
school.
had, like, an
because I had
activity
an extra cricket activity after school. And then obviously playing football on the weekends as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot. Like, it's just a lot of
that's good though,
sport,
man.
and you just get that whole mindset, discipline. I've got to train. If I don't train, I'm not gonna be at my best.
Yeah.
And then you get that whole, I'm gonna see it through to the end. No matter how hard it is, I'm gonna keep on going. And I personally am one of them people that feels like doesn't matter who you are, but you should do some kind of physical activity.
100%.
Doesn't matter where your levels or abilities is at. Do a physical activity.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah.
Something.
Move your body.
Yeah. Have something extra outside of your normal job that you're doing or whatever it is. Have something extra that you do as a release, as an outlet to just take your mind somewhere else. And
Totally agree.
you need to do that.
Totally agree. You know, I saw a post earlier this week saying they've done a study saying they've actually realized that being active or being in the gym doesn't help your mental health.
As much
and I was
as
like,
they
that's
think it
cap.
did.
I was like, that's actually lies, bruv. That's impossible.
How can they say that doesn't, when
It's
people
lies.
go to the gym
Yeah,
for release?
and they feel 10 times better. So I was, like when I was just like, you lot are just you're chatting
Doesn't
shit.
make
man.
no
I was like, you're
sense.
chatting
They
shit.
must not go gym.
Nah, they must not.
Yeah.
They must
exactly,
not do
man.
nothing for them to say that.
Listen, I just started going gym and I freaking love it.
You're
Like,
on it, innit? Yeah.
listen.
Hey, Dev, she's on it. She's active.
My
you know.
calves are
Yeah,
like my
she's
body
active,
every
bruh.
day. I'm like, literally, I'll be like, oh, I didn't go gym today. 1 o'clock in the morning,
1 o'clock in the morning,
I'm
she's
jumping out
in
my
there,
bed
you
and
know?
I'm going to the gym because I'm like, I need to go.
Build a
Do you
bear.
know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Literally. Like, I need to go. Like, I need to do this. Like, I didn't get it in today. Like, literally, yeah. It's like, there's no, so me personally, it's flipping, it is like, it's not as much the thing I get from skating, but it's like almost like equivalent to, like, if I didn't skate, I would be like, oh my God, the gym. Do you know what I mean? Because I know what the feeling of skating gives me. I know it's not this on the same tier. Do you know what I mean? So people that don't do this and never done anything in their life to go gym, I know they're like, it's life. Do you know what I mean? Like, so there's no way that, I don't know about that study, but that doesn't sound like
Wow,
it makes
man.
sense.
I read it and I was like, I had to read some of the comments. I was like, yeah, cap. Yeah, like I'm probably like, I'm like, you don't chatting shit, bro. Like, chatting so much shit, I couldn't even like it, bro. I was like, no.
Yeah. Do you not think it's amazing, like the human body as a whole?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and the reason why I say this is because, like, you could not be good at something, or you could be, let's say you're pushing weights and you're on a certain weight and you keep on pushing that weight constantly,
Yeah.
and like just consistency over time,
Yeah.
you're gonna get stronger.
Yeah.
And
Suddenly
for-
you're like, this is easy. I need to put on more weights. Yeah.
And then for me, it's like, raw, like, how far can I really push my
Yeah,
body?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how? What is my limit?
Yeah.
Like, where is it?
Yeah.
And I feel like we should all be on journeys to see how far.
How far we can push our
body.
bodies.
How far can
Some
we
people
go?
are scared though.
100%.
Some people are scared, and some people it doesn't. They don't care. You see what I'm saying? Like some
Yeah.
people actually just think their body and just,
This is what
cool.
it is.
I'm gonna eat whatever I want, and I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
yeah,
put on
yeah.
weight, and I'm just gonna go to work, and I'm not gonna actually use my body for good. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, man, I totally agree with you, man.
I think sorry to cut you, but I think there's a lot of like, when we think about bodies and like, because I think them body is amazing because I'm like, it's malleable, yeah, but it's strong. It's weird. It's like you can mold it, but it's also mad strong, but also mad fragile as well. It's like a weird like mix of like all these like elements of like do you know what I mean? Strength, of vulnerability, and all this kind of stuff. But I also think that with certain people, like when you think about like life and things that people gone through, I can understand how some people are like, I'm just not going to be my body, because you never know the importance of it before. Like I come from a dancing background, like I used to dance, like, and I loved it. And for me, I was like, there's no way I'm not going to not do anything physical. Do you know what I mean? So if I hadn't found skating, I would be in the gym. Like a lot of my dance friends are like now on gym because like they don't dance anymore. Do you know what I mean? So, but I feel like if you've never had that or had been introduced to that, you're just like, my body's my body. Do you know what I mean? Like we get very used to being in what we are, like as humans, and you just stay in there until something pulls you out. You're just in there. You're just like, this is my life, and it just spirals and spirals and spirals. Do you know what I mean? So like that understanding of actually like moving your body, like doing something, even if you're just getting up and just dancing to your favorite whatever, like you don't understand how like freeing it is. And you do it and you're like, wait, why was I happy yesterday? Because you was just dancing to that track that you love. Like, do you know what I mean? Doing no hoovering and you're like, yo, that was sick. Do you know what I mean? Just because you're moving your body. And I think a lot of people don't understand that how it seems so small, but it's like such a huge thing. So
important to the body, man. I used to hoop in it. Like, so I used to play basketball. Like I was a professional. I went overseas, so I've hooped in it. So I never thought I would find hooping was my life. There was nothing. And growing up, I was like, I'm always gonna hoop. Bro, I'm gonna be 60 and I'm gonna be hooping. I'm gonna be this, and there's never gonna be anything that's gonna be better than hooping. Once I discovered skating, I was like, okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't give me the same feel, but equally, it's literally just as good. Like, it's just on par with that shit. So I definitely agree that I think everyone should do and find something that badminton, squash, roller skating, skateboarding, swimming.
Fun,
I love swimming. You know what? I haven't been swimming in ages. Can we go swimming?
We need to go swimming.
Let's go swimming.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm going swimming.
Swim club.
Swim club. Yeah, swim club. Yeah.
Yeah, I love swimming too, man.
I just had a sick idea now you said that.
Go on.
It's got to be a summer motive. Everyone come out of the skate scene and everyone goes swimming.
That would
be.
Let's
do it.
Shut down somewhere.
Yeah, let's do it.
Swimming, skating.
We could have a pool party.
We could have a pool
We could have a pool party.
You can run out pools, no?
Of course you can. Tim Westwood did it in Wavelets back in the day.
Sweet. Oh yeah, you did say this. You did say this. I was like, Tim Westwood, Wavelets, what?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we could do it. I wonder how big a Wavelets is though. It's got like 2 pools, no? I think it got 2 pools.
Yeah, you got like that little one about the size of this room.
You got the wave pool that actually does the waves, and you got the other pool. Yeah. Let's do it. So much stuff is happening. So much stuff that we're gonna. I love this, and it's on camera. It's on camera now, so we got to do it. I want to talk about your sister.
Yeah. So I was thinking the same thing. Does she skate?
No, she doesn't. She has skates. She's got her Ventros.
Not bad,
but she's not really on it like that. Yeah. She can skate, but she doesn't.
She doesn't skate. You guys have got something together. What is this thing that you've got together?
Oh, the page that we got.
Yeah.
So it's basically, it's called The Kinfolk, which is basically just like the whole brother and sister sibling relationship that we have. And we started just like, I don't know, like just taking pictures and trying to match outfits, and it's something that we did over lockdown.
Yeah.
And admittedly, we have not stayed very consistent at all.
But I looked at it and I was like, is this a fashion thing? Because I was like, you guys are like, and I was like, I wasn't really quite sure what it was, but I was like, this is definitely, and I was like, I think the first time I saw you, or came across your page, I was like, yes, fashion. Yeah, I want to. I was like, is there anything happening to me? Like, so to you and your sister, if you have time to get back on this.
I appreciate
No pressure.
No, it's something that it's so weird that we spoke about it today. That's so
crazy.
Weird. Yeah,
the universe is aligned, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, we should really get back on that because we was doing it because it was just fun. People used to always ask us, "Oh, you guys models?"
Yeah. I thought you were both models. I can't lie.
Yeah, and we enjoy taking pictures, and me and my sister are like this. Like, we're close in it. That's
I love that.
Stage, you know what I mean? So it makes sense. It makes sense.
Bring it back if you can. No pressure.
We're gonna get on that. We're gonna get on that. For real.
No pressure. What's your sister's name?
Rochelle.
Okay. Hi, Rochelle.
Hi, Rochelle. That's one of my sister's names. Funny.
Really? Yeah.
That's mad. Is there anything you want to like? Because I can go on forever. I never. Amen. Is there anything you want to say? Anything that you want to like talk about? Is anything like? Because we can talk about like the scene, how you found the scene, like versus 2011. Or when did you kind of get into the scene? Like, that's from Stratford times, right?
Yeah.
Was that your integration into the scene?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So it was from Stratford every Friday night. I don't know what year. This would have been around.
2012 maybe.
It would have been so that's when we first got on. But I'm saying like when we started like doing the whole summer thing, it was probably around the years of like 2014, 2015.
Okay.
Or maybe even summer 16 because that was an epic summer. But that's when there was a lot. That's like when it was a. See how there's a bit of a wave right now.
Yeah,
That's what everyone, I hear everyone,
That was
people talk about
that was the previous. The
2016.
previous
Yeah,
wave.
it was. It was. Yeah.
And that's when there's people going Hyde Park.
Yeah.
And then that was when the first Hyde Park link ups were.
Yeah.
Like not even with like the kind of older.
No,
but like us lot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was like Hyde Park, mad street skates. Oh, okay. Do you lot remember a content creator on YouTube called A Online? This black guy. A Online.
Sounds familiar, but
No.
But basically, he's from like Lewisham sides, innit?
Oh,
and
wow.
he used to do like reaction videos back on YouTube. But this
Okay.
was years ago. This was before it was even a thing, right?
Yeah.
But I used to watch A Online, and he announced that he's doing a skate meet. Yeah, and this is way back. I'm thinking this is probably literally 2013, something like that.
That's crazy.
And it was a madness. Like it was on YouTube, everything. Like bare people linked up at Hyde Park,
Swear.
and they're just
Where
bare
was
people-
I?
Yeah, I don't
you get an
know.
invite, bro?
Where was I? I didn't know about that.
But there was bare proper skaters, like all the Lewisham man. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know if you remember the Johns and that.
Oh my god, the
Johns?
Johns.
So you know about the
Oh
Johns?
my
So if you know about the
God.
Johns, that means you
Why
also
wasn't
about.
I there?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. But all them man were
See the
there.
Johns? Yeah, wow.
Troublemakers. See
I
when you
never
talk
said it.
about
I
about
never said that.
Lewisham, Deptford sides, it's them man.
them.
Yeah.
And you see why we're not allowed in shopping centres? It's because of
Them
them man.
No, it's true. It's true. The Johns. See the. That's
Oh my
crazy.
God.
I wonder if Ty knew about it. Maybe Ty was even there.
maybe.
He might have been there.
You know Smurf, innit?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm bad with names, man. I'm really bad.
The thing is, I don't think you know Smurf because I feel like I'd know you. I would have come across you before that point. Because I don't think you do. I don't
See,
think. Yeah.
Smurfer's gonna watch this and he's
Yeah, but
no,
his-
but
No.
See,
But that
bro,
one time
like-
that, yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm terrible.
No, he's not. Smurf's literally gonna comment on this and be like,
Yeah.
"No, it's all love in it."
all
But I don't think because me and Smurf were like, we used to roll deep in it, like
Okay.
no. So I feel like if you met him, he'd have been like, "Oh my!" That's how I met Rodney, like through Smurf. Like, it's my cousin,
Right.
he skates. Like, so I feel like I would have known. I would have known you, but maybe we just didn't cross paths. Maybe we did, we just didn't know.
You know, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think like you're right. Like 2014 onwards, there was an influx of like skating,
Yeah.
and it was like, and I never street skated, so that I'm not come across you that way because I didn't do the whole street skate thing, and them lot did. So maybe that's where it came from. But I don't. We never. Maybe we just never crossed paths. I was definitely a venue skater, like
Okay.
bougie. Like I'm skating the venue.
Yeah, yeah.
Skating like, you know what I mean, like silver spoons and like Vauxhall. Like I don't do the street skating kind of thing. So like yeah, so maybe that's why we never crossed paths. But this link, what was this link up? Like how did it happen? How did it go about?
So literally, he just put it out on YouTube saying, yeah, this date we're gonna have a massive skate meet. Any wheels is welcome. So that's skateboard, scooter, like anything. We're meeting and did the picture of the Hyde Park corner thing. Yeah, we're meeting here, and obviously we all rolled up. Like me and my lot, we all rolled up.
That is sick.
And at this point, we wasn't sick like that. You know what I mean? We could do forwards, and again, we was chopping without shuffling because no one had showed us properly.
Yeah.
All self-taught. And then we just saw these guys like just doing a madness, holding on to buses. So that's where I got the whole inspiration,
Yeah.
holding on to buses and stuff.
Yeah,
Because I saw
yeah.
these lot, I'm
Yeah.
thinking, nah, that's epic. I need to get on these man level. Do you know what I'm saying? So epic street skate all around Central. And then obviously, you know, like you exchange details with people, you get their contact, and then we just continue going Stratford and stuff, and then we started seeing more of them guys.
Yeah.
And then I guess over time, we kind of was a part of that whole Stratford scene.
Yeah.
So it was weird because we're from South, but we would always every Friday
Yeah,
go
yeah,
Stratford.
Yeah, I
skate
did as
with all
well.
them
So I
lot.
feel like it didn't feel like an East thing. It just felt like a skate thing.
Yeah.
That we're going to skate, which
Yeah.
just happens to be in Stratford Centre.
Literally.
Yeah.
And then I mean, after that, we was in Colliers Wood. So that's kind of where we're at, like Mitcham sides, Colliers.
Yeah.
We'd go Colliers Wood in the Sainsbury's in Colliers Wood. This
Yeah.
was before the whole rolling distance
Yeah.
group came about.
Yeah.
So there's actually pictures of us like from way back then in this car park
love
doing
that.
chop and shuffle like around the thing. And yeah, like that was like our place. 3-4 a.m. just like 6, 7 of us and in Collier's Wood before anyone was even skating. It was just our thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it was fun. Good times. And then obviously now it's like it's come back again because it's all the same things that we was doing back then. Everyone is doing now. Like, and I'm not even trying to say that in a way as in like, oh yeah, we was we was never the first one. Because there's people before us that was doing the same thing.
Exactly.
But it's just amazing how it all just comes back round and it goes again and again. So yeah, man.
Me and T call it the Matrix, like this version of the Matrix.
Shouts to V. He's like he coined that. But like we, it's like literally. I'm like, I say to him, I'm like, this is like my third Matrix. He's like, what? This is like my third go around, man. Like the first time was when I started skating in 2009. The second time was like 13, 14, and then it kind of dipped a little bit, and then COVID, and it was like, this is my third Matrix. I'm like, cool, like, well, I'm like, this is my third one.
Who do we call Neo again? Who's Neo?
Boys.
Boys is Neo.
Shout out.
Hold that voice, bro.
What's your? Because I feel like you're more. You correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, I feel like you're more integrated in the scene now, even though you're not really in the scene. But I feel like you're more integrated now than before, right?
100%.
In like 2014 times.
100%.
What's your take on it? Like if you're talking about from 2011 to 2014 to now 2023, like what's your take on like the differences and how it's been and all that kind of stuff?
So I say the first thing and the most obvious thing is the use and involvement of social media. I feel like that is the biggest game changer to this whole thing.
100.
So as I said earlier in the conversation, when we first started, we thought we were the only ones. We didn't have Instagram or TikTok to go on to see other people. So there was no online tutorials unless there's these people in America doing their thing.
On YouTube.
The whole jam skating thing on YouTube, which we weren't really on it back then, and that's another thing. I was not a jammer back then. Like this whole jam skating thing is new to me. Like I've been putting in my work.
It's beautiful to see as well, though.
Like it is genuinely new to me, and it's only when I went to America, which we can get into, that unlocked a whole nother thing. But we'll get into that. But I lost my trail of thought now. What was I saying?
You said the first thing is social media.
Social media, yeah. So like back then, we thought we were the only people. So we was very much within our own kind of circle, within our own bubble. Whereas now, I feel like people can literally go online. They can see what link-ups happening. They can go check their Instagram. They can follow their favorite skater style that they like. You know, they can be in pretty much direct contact with these people to get tips, help, and advice. And that's kind of what pushed us on to the next level in that 13, 14 era. He was able to reach out to the Stratford lot. And that's when we was able to perfect the chop and shuffle style. Shout out Jay.
Shouts Jay.
He was the one guy, that I saw back in Stratford days that I said, but I want to skate like him.
The guy.
I want to skate like him.
He is the guy. No matter what time in your skate life you saw Jay skate, it's the same reaction. I want to skate like that. I want to skate like him.
Everyone.
You know, it was with Jay, back then, because I used to try bare hard with my chops. You know, when you just you're lifting up your knees, you're trying bare hard to chop. You just see Jay just
casual.
So airy.
Just airy. That's the word. He's so airy with it. And I was like, no, I want to look like I'm not trying, man. Like, that's kind of what I want to do now. Like, I'm trying to make it look like effortless. I don't have to try to do what I'm doing. I don't have to trust all the moves. And that whole thing came from Jay. So yeah, I suppose the difference is back then, in your own bubble, you reach out to the community. 13, 14, I was able to learn, pick up the skills and moves. And it was like a whole learning process. And I feel like now, I'm deemed as someone who's like the like an influential person,
for sure.
Yeah,
like a pillar within the skate community.
100%.
Where people will look to me and say, "Oh, like what's Dev doing? How would Dev interpret that?" And it's not something that has happened purposely. I haven't put myself in that position. I feel like it just kind of happened naturally. Where you know my following grew over COVID, and I just love the community in it. So I'm that person who will see someone struggling with something, and I will go up to them and be like, oh, try this. Not in like a belittling way, but I'm like, oh, I see you actually that work. Like, try this bit. Like, lift up your leg that way and put your weight over there. And, oh, yeah, that works, you know. Yeah, see? Or like, you see the guys, Vauxhall chopping and shuffling, they're chopping around, going fast. I'm that guy, I'll be like, come on, let's go again. Like, and I'll apply a bit of pressure, but it's like to push them on. Do you know what I mean? Not to put anyone down, just to keep you, for sure, keep you ticking. So I feel like that's kind of how it's changed for me. Just being very new and green to kind of being okay, where can I take the skate scene next? Like, what can I do within my role to level up everyone else's skate experience?
What do you think would push it forward? Like, what do you think that you are gonna do or plan to do that is gonna like push? Because you are literally an influential person. Like when you think about skating influential, even though the first day we met was today, like you are literally that guy. Do you know what I mean?
Appreciate that, man.
I say it all the time.
Yeah.
100.
And it's not. Sorry to cut you. Gone.
No, I was gonna say like you're one of the godfathers. So me, I think you and Amir, 110% are like the. Like you got tiers of godfathers in it. So like if there was like a table or like you know like when you watch like the Premier League or something, and you got like, it's like you two, then you got other people underneath you. Like that's how I feel about it. Still, 110%, man.
That's that guy.
110%.
And it's not a like how long you've been skating or how good you are. It's not even that. It's like it's who you are as people. And I say this all the time. Like it's who you are as people, and you can tell like how people gravitate towards people because of who they are. Do you know what I mean? Like we said the same thing about Nadia. We said the same thing about Amir. Like there's certain people that just because of who they are before they started skating is just something that they happen to do, and they're bringing these elements of who they are into skating because that's who they are. That's their core. Do you know what I mean? So, and you are definitely like one of those people, and it shows, isn't it? It shows in your content. It shows in what you do, what you choose to put out, like the tips and stuff. Like I'm forever sharing on Skating Mates. I'm like, here he is again with another tip. I'm like sharing it.
I'm like, look, bro, look, he says it, bro.
Literally sharing. Like we're like, we just had this conversation today, and here's Dev showing you how to do it. Do you know what I mean? So like and even someone asked me about going up and down the stairs, and I was like, oh, do you follow Dev? She's like, no. I said, do you follow him? He's actually got a tutorial on it. She's like, well, I can tell you, I can show you, but he actually shows you. And she was like, yeah. I was like, literally, this is like what the jump speed rollers thing. So the girl, I was like, listen, like follow him, like he's good, man. And she's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, he's good, man. Just follow him, that kind of thing. Like, and you have that impact. Do you know what I mean? So what is your plans or your ideals on like pushing the skate scene forward, if you have any?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I feel like we need spaces in it.
True.
That is the main problem. That everyone knows this is a problem in it, and it's a problem that's been throughout this whole time that I've been skating in it, even probably from before I've been skating. There isn't enough spaces for us to skate, and I think the reason for that is because they don't see skating as a sport or as an important kind of thing to put time and effort and money into. And I feel like the way how to change the average person's mind on that is actually to capture the younger generation. I feel like a lot of money, if it's to do with schools, if it's to do with community projects, it all revolves around the younger generation and kids, right? So if we can, this is something that I'm personally like currently working on, like actively. If we can capture the younger generation, get them involved in skating from a younger age. So this could be via maybe a school program. It could be with, like a school holiday program where you might do a skating for like a month. Over the 6 weeks holiday, you might do like a little crash course somewhere. Again, it's all work in progress. I haven't figured out the full logistics. But this is the general idea. Capture the kids with a school program through the schools, or even capture them externally, just doing your own thing, setting up your own club. Make them fall in love with skating. If kids genuinely love their skating, they're always going to come back to it.
True.
And the parents are going to see the impact that skating has had on their kids' lives.
True.
And you don't know who's who.
You
don't know who's who. So that parent might be the council person that approves all the building works, for example. Boom. Oh yeah. There's nowhere for my kids to skate. Actually, we've got a budget for that. Let's lay out for this park. Let's build up a little something. Or we might get dibs on a new building that might be coming up. That's just been left like, by itself, abandoned. Okay, this would be a great venue for us to have a little community hub. Have various different sports in there. There'll be a hall there for skating. You want to use it up there for a studio to do dance, hiring, whatever it might be. So, just to circle that back, my whole thing is, if we can capture the younger generation, get them to fall in love with skating, and show to the wider society, the impacts, the non-skaters basically, how beneficial skating is to people and how much it helps people, then I feel like there's gonna open up even more opportunities. Like, I remember just after COVID, I literally had a conversation with Dre from Watch My Wheels. I said, bro, one of us, doesn't matter who, yeah, but one of us has got to land a deal with a big brand.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get one of them big brands, whether it be Nike, Adidas, any one of them, man. Later on, it happened. Watch My Rules have got their Nike deal.
Yeah.
Me and Rue worked with Gymshark.
Yeah, yeah.
The list goes on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
people are aware of skating.
Yeah.
But it's now down to us to keep on pushing it. And us as a community to support each other.
100.
To push it even further, to get it past that next step. Because at the moment, let's say this is the line. Each wave hits the line. Hits the line and goes up. And that's just how it always happens.
Yeah.
I feel like we really got to use this momentum, break past that line, go past it, and then see untaken territories that we'll go into somewhere that we haven't even experienced before.
Yeah.
And for me, that's quite exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's just like there's so much scope for things to be like anything, because we haven't necessarily, as skaters, we are in like UK London skaters, we haven't, like you said, we haven't broken past that barrier. So it is literally uncharted territory. Do you know what I mean? Like anything can happen, like literally. And just off what you're saying, like I feel like because of the use of social media and what I think has happened, like people kind of know like, oh, skating is this and it's very glamorous, it's very like now. But I think we do need to like hold on to that, because there's other people, like I said, like you've had Skate with Sis do the deal with Adidas, like you lot did with the Gymshark, and Watch My Rules with Nike. Like these are brands that are seeing, and as far as I'm concerned, they're seeing it as almost like a wave. Like we need to get onto this wave. But I think as skaters, we need to show that it's forever. It's not just a wave. It's not like in 2 years you're gonna be dropped because that's not the big thing anymore. Like it needs to be like this is a forever thing. Do you know what I mean? Like you think about basketball, you think about tennis, you think like these are forever things. Like Nike are forever on those things because they're forever sports. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it needs to be that. And we need to, as skaters, as people, like we need to remember that like there's value in what we've done and what we're doing. There's so much more skaters now, but there's still a limited amount of people that can do certain things on skates. Do you know what I mean? Like we think there's so many people, so like, oh, it could be anyone, but like no, like understand your value and what you're bringing to the table. That's advertising, that's whatever, like what you're bringing to the table. Like we said this before in like the Mateki like podcast episode, but like don't give away your goodies for free. Like why you, because it just what that does is it kind of like dampens, and it dampens it for everybody else. So when someone else comes and takes to be paid, they're gonna be like, no, because I got it free from that person over there. Do you know what I mean? And like if you put value on it, then they will put value on it. Like trust me when I say these brands, they've got money, they've got a budget for it. They'll act like they don't, but they do. Do you know what I mean? Like there's money there to do that, and like value yourself enough to know that actually they've come to you or been connected with you because you have something that they want and need. Like that's something you have to understand. And I feel like people that are new to social media or kind of like getting up there in their like influencer levels will be like, oh my God, they came to me, like just take it, because it's like, oh, it's like, no, like understand your value in it.
I'm really happy you just said that.
Thank you.
Listen, obviously I've been in that situation, right? And like a lot of these brand deals that happen is how I get my money at the moment. Right? So whether it be content creating, brand partnerships, that's how I get my money. And so if a brand approaches you as someone who's part of the skate community, whether it be to do some content or to, wear their clothing, if you just say yeah and just accept it for free, unfortunately, people like me have no leverage to stand on. Like I put a lot of time and effort into my content, and that is kind of how I'm able to, make my money from my content. But if there's just going to be a next person, as they may have something different to offer, if there's going to be another person part of the skate community which is just going to do it for free, then that's where they're going to go. They're going to go to that person. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to that's going to devalue the whole skate scene as a whole. Then no one's going to be able to make no money from it.
That's literally
I've had to check people on it. I'm not going to lie to you. I've had to pull people up. Because I'll see them wearing the clothing from the same brand that's reached out to me, but they're not talking enough money. So I'm saying, all right, well, how much did it? I'm that person. I'll go up to you. Like, so what did they say? Like, what are they saying? Oh yeah, they just gave it to me.
Yeah, wild.
You're an idiot.
Wild.
So you're an idiot. Why are you doing that for?
Wild.
Why are you doing that? Did you know they had a budget?
Yeah.
Like it may not have been the money that I may have wanted, but. There was money there.
That you left on the table.
That you've left it there. Yeah. Because you're just so quick to say yes.
Yeah. It is like a fine line of like, obviously like it's something that like a lot of people don't necessarily like know about or know how to do, like negotiating or like how to to speak in a certain way that you're going to be valued a certain way in it. And it happened, like, I've been doing this content creation and like thing for a very long time. So like, I know, like, I've been in situations where I've been like, oh, I didn't even know that there was a budget there. And the thing you have to understand about humans, like, let's put brands aside. Humans, right? Humans have a budget and they have a certain money. If they can get, this is human nature. If you can get something for free, even if you don't need it or you have the money for it, you will take it. Like, I always do this example of like, if there's someone standing on the side of the road, giving out £5 notes, everybody would line up to that £5 note. Whether you're the richest, you will take because it's free. That's what it is. That's how humans work in it. So if a brand approaches you and has a certain like way on how they talk, and they will finesse you and not talk about money, because we don't talk about money. We're afraid to talk about money. It's like icky and whatever. Especially in the UK, it's weird. It's like when they start talking about money, like, you can say yes, make sure it's over email. Don't let no one tell you nothing in the DMs, because then that account will be gone. Like, make sure that you have a paper trail of like what's happened. Make sure if you're doing something, you're signing contracts and saying like, I won't do this until I have this contract. They will value you and respect you as a person first and as a business after. And if you're great at what you do, they will come back to you and be like, they're on point, they do this thing, they value, like, we need to pay them X amount or even more amounts now. Do you know what I mean? Have you got anyone that's like you? Like, it opens up the doors for so many things, but like, don't be afraid to be like, I'm sorry, say no. This ain't for me, because this is why I need to do this. Do you know what I mean? And it's time, it's effort. It's like, think about all the time you took it to be the skater that you are. Forget about like content creation. Do you know what I mean? Because someone gave you some clothes or someone gave you some drinks. Like, what does that even mean? Like, remember, they're getting something out of it. Like, they're getting something. You need to get something out of it as well.
Facts. And even down to like, if you're, not too confident on negotiating, the money side
terms,
of things, go to someone in the community that you trust. Like, people have even approached me like, oh, Dev, like, what do you think of this? What do I do? And I'll give them that advice. Everyone gets paid. Do you know what I mean?
This is it.
Sometimes it's just going to people that you know that you can trust, that aren't gonna judge you, or whatever. And like, even now to this day, if a brand was to approach me about something, there's a few people that I'll reach out to, like, did they shout you as well? Right, cool.
What did they say?
What were you saying for this? Everyone eats.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying?
All come together strong and say this is what it is, and they will say, oh, this is standard because 4 people have said the same thing, so this is standard of what it is. Do you know what I mean? So like, I think I'm hella passionate about this. Like, I've been saying it for like a minute. I'm like, and it's not just skating. This goes across anything. Anything at all that you're doing, whether you work in an industry. It doesn't matter what industry it is.
You fucking
like
supposed to be,
you need to like know your value. Like, that's why they're coming to you, because you've got something that they want and they need that's going to help them on the other side. Like, understand that. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't be giving away your goodies for free, guys.
And I didn't learn this straight away as well. I'll be real. The first skate job that I did was literally £200. I gave him a sick video. I was gassed. I was like, oh my God. My first job, £200. I was like, yeah, great. And then now, obviously, you speak to different people and you realize, okay, cool. So for that kind of video, I can go here. This money, and then if it's this brand, then I know that they've got this amount of budget, then you can kind of, And another one that they try to do, they will try and ask you what your budget is. But always, if you can, try to get them to say what they're first. Which is very difficult. Yeah, it is. I feel like when they first reach out to you, like what I do when they first reach out and they say whatever they're saying, because they never talk money in their first thing. So your first message needs to be like, oh, great. What budget do you have? Like, do you know what I mean? What's your budget for this? You need to ask about it first. Do you know what I mean? Like, before that you say, oh yeah, this is great. Because then they get in, you need to be like, oh, what's your budget for this first? Do you know what I mean? Or what does this look like? Or like, and you know that sometimes they say things like, oh, we're going to pay you £500 for this, and then like, well, actually, £500 will get you this, £200 will get you this, do you know what I mean? And this will get you this. Like, if you come like across, like, you know what it is, then they're like, okay, cool. And more time than motion, 99. They're gonna say yes to the highest bit, to the highest bit you've got. And if they want it all, of course they want it, because you're gonna do all the work. They're like, cool. Like, do you know what I mean? So like, just be aware, and like you said, just reach out to whoever, ask questions, like. Just, literally ask questions that you see about have brand deals and whatever. And it doesn't have to be even skaters. Like, just ask questions to someone, like, oh, actually, I can have a conversation with that person. I can, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a whole thing. It's a whole...
It's wild, isn't it?
Can I ask you guys? Like, I kind of want to throw the question back at you guys. Like, I see you guys with skate mates. I see people rocking the bombers. I see people rocking the tees. Like, I see what you guys are going on. And I love to see it, first of all.
Thanks, appreciate it.
You guys ask me, where do I see the community going, the skate scene growing to? I kind of want to chuck that question back at you guys. What do you see for the skate scene? What do you guys see for the community, and where would you want to see it go?
I know what I see. I mean, we often have these conversations, and like for anyone that's watching this first episode for their first episode, just long story short, we never planned this. Similar to you, we never planned for this to be what it is. Like, we met a year ago. Like, I didn't know Rodney before a year before, like now. And we were talking about skating. I'm going to go through it quite quickly. He was about skating, and then he's like, we should do a podcast, because we literally were having this conversation in my studio in Catford. And it was like, and it was like 2 hours, and it was like, so he was like, we should do a podcast.
But you need to say because there's those that don't know, there's a lot of woven stuff in skating, innit? Yeah. Her and my cousin, they done like a skating thing, and if that doesn't happen, then Wave on 8 technically doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, oh, that's interesting, because my only instincts, I'm not seeing it as you lot was doing stuff in 2011, 2012. It's all like just Wave on 8 is just, it's just what it is.
Yeah, it started from there. So, it started from
so it kind of stemmed from all of that, and then like our conversations was literally just hours. I'm just, that's interesting. What, them two are cousins? That's brother and sister. They're husband and wife. What? Really? Like, I know. I was sitting there like, I was just blown, and I was like, we need to do the podcast, because if I don't know this, and that's my cousin, and he's always been my cousin, and I bucked you, how the fuck does no one else?
And no one's gonna know.
So, and I just felt like it was a thing that we need to just pull it out there, innit? Like, and it just needs to be out there. Like, you see what I'm saying? So even like Skate Mates as the clothing brand, only started because the podcast was meant to be first.
The podcast was meant to be the only.
Could be a podcast was meant to be first and the only thing. And then one day we went and me and T was talking, and I was like, do you know, I need a t-shirt for the podcast. She was like, oh, well, I literally just got a press that I've never used. I'm like, oh, cool.
Let me try it. At
a yard, And we literally printed up a t-shirt, recorded a podcast, then we ended up going skating somewhere. Someone was like, oh, bro, what t-shirt's that? And I'm just like, it's just my t-shirt, innit? They're like, oh, can I get one? I'm like, nah, bruv. So then I just told the person,
it's not that.
I said,
it's for something else.
And then that day, about 5 people came up to me, was like, oh, can I get one of those t-shirts? I'm like, nah. So by the time we was leaving, we're in the car, and I'm saying to T, you want to do t-shirts? She was like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, because these are just asked me, they want one. And she was like, do you want to do it? And I went, not really, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, I didn't want to do it. I was like, I'm not. Why?
That's not what we're trying to do.
It's not what we're trying to do, innit? So then, fast forward about 2 weeks now, someone else come up to me. She was like, nah, I need one. And she was, you know, like when someone's so adamant to the point of where I'm just like,
the money now.
Like, she was like, I'll give you the money now. And I'm like, what do you mean, nah, man? I was like, no. And she applied so much pressure on me. Hold tight, Tizzy.
Shout to Tizzy.
Yeah, like, I was like, do you know, fuck it. I was like, cool, let's just, I said to T, do you want to do it? She was like, yeah. So we just ended up doing it. So we started with t-shirts. And then I was like, listen, I need a hoodie. And then I was like, I need a bomber. And then next thing you know, it's just turned into this thing of what it was.
Yeah. And I think one thing you have to like remember is like how the love and passion that Rodney has for skating is the same way I felt in 2009. It's exactly the same feeling. Like, everyone you talk to, it's the same feeling. And for me, like, coming from like 2009 till now, like when I was skating in 2009 and we had events in the Renaissance Room, it wasn't as like cliquey or groupy as it is now. Like, you had your groups of people, but everyone was integrated. It wasn't like you didn't talk to someone. Like, everyone was integrated. So for me, like, and obviously the times I met Rodney, I was in a boot, so I wasn't even skating. I wasn't even in the scene. So he was just the only one skating. So then, like, you're doing these things, and I'm seeing these things, and I'm just like, it feels, and this is me looking at online, like, it feels so segregated. So I said to him, if we do this t-shirt stuff, it has to be for everybody. It can't be like, we're a crew and we're a clique. No. It has to be for everybody. If you got skates or you had to skate, whether you're 3 or 300 years old, like, you can get it because you're part of this thing in it. And I was like, it has to be that. That's the only way it's going to work, because I don't like, even the thing I have when I'm like going to places and like, I'm going to know someone, like, I feel on the outside, and I'm like, and I love skating. I've been doing this for 14 plus years, and I'm coming into a scene that's already kind of here, but I was like, imagine me that's been skating for this long, how I feel, that someone's been skating for a week, how they're gonna feel, or a month, how they're gonna feel. It's not a nice feeling. So we need to make sure that, like, it's for everybody. Like, it's not, doesn't matter how long you've been skating, doesn't matter how great you are, how good you are, like, it's yours. And then Rodney was like, oh, numbers on the back and the name, and I was like, 666, like a basketball team. Oh, amazing. And it kind of happened like that. And so for us, like, just to come back to your question, like, for us, I feel like it's the elevation of the skate scene. It's putting it out in the world. Like you said, when we first started skating, you would search something on YouTube, it would be Americans. It would just be Americans. It's like, and that's why people in the UK, in London particularly, don't think there's a London scene because you don't see it anywhere. It's not represented anywhere. So us was like, we need to archive the scene. Like, even though these things are happening 2009 or 1990, we need to sit down and call these people and be like, what happened in 1992? What happened in 1972? Do you know what I mean? And like, put it out, like, because people are gonna be your daughter's gonna be like. Searching like this is what it was. Do you know what I mean? Like, because she's in it now, but like there's there's so many stories and things and stuff that we know that like just live in me or live in us because we're not having this conversation. You don't go skating and have like a 2-hour conversation. You're skating. Do you know what I mean? So it's like this for us personally, I feel like it's just like elevating the scene and bringing it out to more
just
people.
letting people be able to see it and understand that there's something out there. Like,
and it's come before you.
It's come before you, innit?
And then it's come before you and before you and before you. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I found Skate Moth on Instagram, there was a picture of her. You know Skate Moth, innit? Okay. You definitely know her.
You've seen her.
You definitely know her. You definitely know her.
I do.
She's at Flippers. She's at Flippers regularly.
You definitely know her. You definitely,
Guys.
maybe not by name. Like, no, don't put it under pressure.
Don't put no pressure. It's fine.
I'm sorry.
Hold
So,
tight,
like,
Skate Moth. You know
shout
what?
out to Skate Moth.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
So so there was a picture of her that's the photographer that took the picture put up on Instagram, and it was going mad. Again, I'm in my boot in it, so I'm on Instagram and everyone's sharing it, and then I'm like, on every single page, I was like, who is this? Like, who are these people? Like, you're sharing it, and it's wonderful, but who is the people in the picture? Like, we need to have a connect to it. And I was literally on every single post I saw, I was like, can we credit the person? Can we credit the person? Who is this? And then Skate Moth was like, she DM'd me, she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. I was like, no, honestly, we need to make the connect in it. Like, the fact that you're still about, I don't know how old you were in this picture, I don't know when it was, and you're still skating, and I was like, listen, there needs to be that connect. We need to know, we can't, it's not just now, innit? Like, there's a history before. We need to know, like, actually we can channel or like chase that person back to this human, and this human has how much like information does she have? Do you know what I mean? Like, she street skating in the 1970s. Did I know? As far as I was concerned, street skate is in the 2000s. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, these man street skated Burgess Park. Like, what? Like it.
So much. There's so
and
much
it's a group
stories,
of black
man.
people.
Blew
my mind. Blew my mind. So I was like, this needs to be like documented. So for us, it's just about documenting and bringing the community scene together, like making everyone feel like we are a part of this, but like more a part of it. And whatever that looks like, it's going to evolve. It's going to change over the time. There's things you want to do, and I don't want to talk on them, but the things we have in the pipeline of like actually visualizing and making that actually a real tangible thing that like in 20 years, when this daughter's like in her 30s, she's like, this is what it is.
What it was,
do you know what I mean? And I was there, and do you know what I mean? And like, when we have kids or kids or whatever, like it's you can find it and be like, this is what it was.
She loves the scene, bro. You see my daughter, she goes to Vauxhall sometimes, and I know it upsets her that she's only 10. You know them ways there? Like, it upsets her. Like, she loves Didi, innit? So her and Didi, like, she will skate off. She's like, listen, I'm trying to catch you, bro. She's 10, bro. And she's like, listen, I'm catching you. Like, she's... and I'm watching her, and I'm just like, bro, but you know what? Do your thing, bro. Just do your thing in it. Like, just immerse yourself in it, bro. She talks to everyone. She's like, hi, that's my dad. You're right, like that. And she talks to grown folk, and people are like, what? Like, you start saying, bro, fam, she's on it, active, bro. And to the point of where I look at her and I'm like, she's going to be sick. Like, she loves it so much. Like, she loves it now. Like, she might change when she gets to her teenage years. Like, but she's always going to, I think skating's going to be her thing in it. Like, she's always going to be back and forth with it. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, do your thing, bro.
So you can always jump back to it as well. People have a break and they come back to like, when I was 9, I used to, and now what? Do you know what I mean? So it's definitely
and
that.
I like that she's comfortable. Like, I if we're at Vauxhall, I don't have to be constantly like this. I've seen her sometimes, she's way over there talking to someone that I've never even spoke to. Right. And she's probably like, oh, look, and just because I know her and I'm looking at her face expression, she's having a whale of a time in the conversation because she's a talker. She'll be like, oh, so what do you do? Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Well, I draw and I go to school and I skate. And
another thing, don't you think that's the beautiful part of the skate community?
I love it.
People you would never have conversations with normally.
You have a 10-year-old that can go around and be comfortable enough to just drop it out with anyone.
Anyone.
That's it.
Anyone. She's like, this is Uncle Didi. He's one of my favourite skaters. So's my dad. I'm like, don't say that because I'm your dad. Like, because she said on numerous occasions, she's like, you're my favourite. And I'm like, whatever, bro. I know he is, bro. Like, that's cool, bro. He's one of my favourites too, so it's fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just find it interesting, man. Like, and I love it. Like, and I hope, I just want skating to continue in it. Like, the wave that we're talking, that we're in now, I want it to just get better in it.
Yeah.
I want everyone to understand once you get to a certain level, and if Nike or Adidas come to you and they're like, listen, I love the way you skate, I want you to be in a commercial. Understand the value of the work that you're putting in it. Because like you skate every day for your first year in it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people doing it. So think about all the time that you put in and you're just going to give them what you done. Like that doesn't make no sense to me, innit? So just understand, and I just want it to grow and just be sick and just like I just want it to just blow in it. Like,
it's gonna be so dope though. Just because of like the players that are in it now, but then also like the use of social media. Like literally it's gonna be like it's not going anywhere this time. Like it's not going anywhere. Like it's not going anywhere. Like there's too many people, there's too many things. People have connected, people that weren't talked to before, like different generations, different ages. Like it's so far gone. Like we've seen those twins on Instagram and they're like
10, 11.
What?
Like the
and I'm
two
like,
little boys on inlines. I'm just like,
do you know what I mean? These kids from Birmingham that are the click gang that you're talking about, like I have no idea who that is. These times he's now on Instagram and like we've made that connect now. It's just like all these things are happening. Like it's not going anywhere. And I think people are seeing it and knowing and understanding that. And the people like you, Wavy on 8, Watch My Wheels, like everyone else doing these things that are like
keeping it going,
pushing it and elevating it. Like it's not gonna go. People are like, raw, like you man got really like you did that and like, do you know what I mean? Like when I see you street skate, it scares me. I can't lie.
Everyone says this,
but I'm like, when I watch, I'm like, this is amazing. But you come like,
when that guy dropped, when you was coming, that's my favorite.
That is my favorite.
He hit him with the Allen Iverson crossover. Boy, I was like, and I was like, nah.
I didn't even touch him.
I
did not touch him.
You know when you pre-panic, like bare pre-panic.
I was like, nah, brother. Like my mom was like, I was like, nah.
He didn't realize it was them.
Nah, he didn't realize, boy.
They've had it under control. And that's another thing I say, like, it's easy to look at my skate videos when I'm just doing my stuff in the streets. Oh yeah, I want to jump on that and do that and go crazy. But honestly, like, don't unless you know what you're doing. Like honestly,
be safe
because
and be smart.
not even for yourself, like mashing up yourself, but other people.
Yeah.
Because I have this whole thing. If you watch any of my YouTube videos or whatever, whenever I'm going on skates, at the start of me and my cousin, shout out Chan, we do our skate.
Cousins.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Oh,
like his dad and my dad are brothers.
Oh,
sick. Like we grew up together. Like that's Chan. Like,
that's why it's the connect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big up
That's my
yourself,
cousin.
Chan. Oh, sick.
So these are the kind of conversations.
Yeah,
like,
you just don't know.
You make the connection.
I just thought you lot was brethren.
Yeah,
No,
literally.
That's cousins still.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, whenever we do our street skates, we literally have a little briefing at the start. And one of the things I always say is, listen, watch out for yourself. If you hit someone, it's your fault. If someone hits you, it's still your fault.
Yeah, love
and
that.
the reason why I say that, because you kind of have to think, it's not normal to see someone on roller skates, first of all.
Yeah.
And that's partly why my man dropped when I crossed him.
Yeah, it was shocked.
It's shock.
Yeah.
We're going to link the video.
You're going to see it.
Yeah. But what you have to remember is I had already started slowing down. From even before that. Because I'm preempting that exact situation.
Yeah. He's not going to see you and notice
you. You got what I'm saying? So it's like you kind of have to be responsible for yourself and other people
100%.
when you're on your street skates.
100%.
So you can see the traffic lights are coming. All right, great. There is going to be someone who's going to try and cross. All right, let me slow myself down, get to myself to a reasonable speed before I do that. And these are the kind of little things where you kind of have to genuinely take responsibility. It's always easy to point fingers. When it comes to street skating, unfortunately, you're doing something that's a bit out of the norm, a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah. And it's just for the benefit of everyone and the wider population, like just take it easy, please.
Yeah, sure. I love that. You'll know when you, ego aside, you'll know when you are able to do that, to do what you do. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I say ego aside, specifically ego aside, I can do that. No, ego aside, you'll know what your skill levels are. I know I can't do that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not even trying to skate in the road. It terrifies me, to be honest. So I'm not even trying to skate with cars and buses. It's wild to me. Even when I see people do it, I'm just like, oh my, my heart is in my mouth. So like,
skate lane soon come.
What does he say?
Skate lane.
What's it? Oh.
So see how you got.
Is it actually happening? We spoke about this.
That's a dream of mine.
Yeah, do you know what? We spoke about this. We literally said, like, what episode was it? We was literally like, oh, imagine if there was a skate lane as well as a bike lane. Like, we spoke about that.
Sick.
Yeah.
You've been to Barcelona before?
No, we're used to go. We're going this year. It's like,
you was there last year.
You're teaching? No workshop. Okay, cool. Okay, that's it. Future forecasting, you will be teaching. You will be teaching. 2024.
Of course.
Said it.
But even in Barcelona, they have an infrastructure almost in place where it's easy for skaters to be out there.
Wow.
Which is why it's so nice skating in Barcelona.
Wow.
So you have the kind of pathways for people. You have the road for cars. You have the lines for the trams. But like, there's like a weird in between, whereas people will skate or they will cycle or whatever.
That
Or
is
they've got their
sick.
scooters. They have this space for it.
Yeah.
And it just makes so much sense.
That is sick.
And the best way for me to kind of like connect it is like, you see how you have like Amsterdam where they have the whole bike lane.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar kind of thing. That's kind of how I think about it in my head.
Yeah.
But they really got it set up. Not everywhere, obviously,
Yeah,
but a lot of the main kind of roads,
Yeah.
like literally in the dead center of the road, like they're just like a massive strip, and you can just
That
skate.
is actually sick.
We'll soon
We
come
need that.
Barcelona.
We
We're
need-
there this
yeah,
year,
we're
so
there
we're
this
going
year,
to check
so
it
we're
out
gonna
for sure.
That is dope. Anything you want to ask? Anything you want to say?
So let's talk about your flipper experience, because I see that you're heavily involved in flippers. I don't know how much, but from day one I've seen you there. So can we just talk about that real quick, please?
Yeah, let's go for
Yeah.
it.
So first of all, shout out Liberty Ross, who's the founder of Flippers World.
Yeah.
She reached out to me a couple of years ago now,
nice.
with this whole vision that she had about bringing a roller skating rink that used to be around back in LA,
Yeah.
in the 80s. She wants to bring it back to London, and wanted me to be a part of that. And that's how I first got to actually officially meet Kai.
Okay.
I actually only first met Kai from Fixate. Shout out Kai. A couple of years ago through Liberty.
Oh, wow, imagine.
Okay.
So we went to the venue. We was just chopping up, giving up different ideas, trying to figure out how it's going to be received, what kind of things we need to do first, blah blah blah. And then we put on that massive party,
Yeah.
a book launch party, October.
Yeah.
So this isn't the one. This isn't for the official
Yeah.
opening.
Yeah.
I remember because
This
I
was
was
the one before.
Yeah.
I was in a boot.
That's the one when
And I was watching it online.
Skepta's brother, what was his name? Jeremy was there and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember.
Yeah, loads of
Yeah.
artists.
Yeah, that one was sick.
And that was crazy. Like, that was so
That looks
sick.
so lit, man.
Yeah, it was honestly an amazing experience, and I feel like that was quite a pivotal moment within the London skate scene because
100.
it created so much anticipation
Yeah.
Yeah.
for what is now Flippers World,
Yeah.
Shepherd's Bush, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, my Liberty is like a really good friend of mine now. Like
nice.
through Flippers, like we've built up a really nice relationship, and like I ride for Flippers, and like I feel like what they stand for is really good, and I genuinely believe that they're trying to do something good
Yeah.
For the scene.
for the skate scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's certain business aspects that, as anyone who knows about business, you understand that you kind of have to meet
Yeah.
certain requirements.
Yeah.
So there are going to be ticket prices, all of these other things. Not everything can be free. Like,
Yeah.
and this is where the whole community thing kind of needs to wake
Change.
up in my eyes.
Mm.
You need to think like, if you want this thing to continue, you want it
Yeah.
to progress, you kind of have to support
It
it.
has to be money in it. Yeah.
And that's just what it is, innit?
Mm.
It's not. There's not going to be a way around it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure whoever's watching this right now, if you was to open a rink, are you going to make it free to all
You
skaters?
can't.
You're not going to. Tell you that for free.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
And it's really annoyed me over the year and a half or whatever since it's been trying to happen or people have been talking about it, that people are so quick to knock it and question the intentions of the people behind Flippers.
Mm.
I don't think it's fair, first of all.
If you picked up on it not being a genuine thing, would you still be involved in it?
No.
Okay.
I would take a step back.
Okay.
I think also like I have to like play a little bit of devil's advocate, just in the sense of like no one knows. We don't know. I say we as in like on the outside of Flippers, right? We don't know Liberty. Do you know what I mean? So you've met her and you've had this conversation, and this is no disrespect to anyone. Like I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like so for that to come in, it's almost like, you know what it feels like, or what I can say could possibly feel like, as in like someone you don't know coming in and bringing this thing, and this thing is great, and you're like, oh yeah, it's amazing, and then you're like, but wait, who is this? And like, why is the prices that much? Like, what does, do you know what I mean? You're like, and it's not like a knock, but it's like, wait, what? Like, who? Like, do you know what I mean? So it's almost like questioning. And I guess if you don't necessarily get the answer or the answer you want, you might be like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And that is something that is just human nature in general. Do you know what I mean? So I understand, like, I get your point, and I get the whole point of like, is coming and is coming. Like, you've had this unique opportunity to have a conversation with her and to talk to her and have this chat and be like, oh, this is the vision. And, and be a part of the growing and the creation of this in London. Do you know what I mean? As much as other skaters as well. And it's interesting because we've never had. Well, I've never had a conversation with you, but like to have, I didn't even know you was involved in it heavily until I was like, I keep seeing like Dev here, like, is he part? Do you know what I mean? Like, so you won't necessarily know, and like, who is someone who doesn't necessarily know what's going on? What conversations could you have with someone? What conversation would you know to have with someone if you don't know who to talk to? If they're just like, oh, this is Liberty, she's from the US and she's doing this thing, it's like who do I talk to then? Like, how do I understand what this is? Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not entirely,
okay,
but like I feel like what is there to question? There's a roller skating rink which was opened in a prime location, okay, and they're offering a space, for everyone to skate, which isn't free, the drink prices are like a normal nightclub, the food prices are like a normal restaurant. If they've got a special act or someone performing.
That is sick element. I can't even lie. That is flipping ridiculously
if
amazing.
They've got a special act or a special performance on the night or a DJ coming.
It's going to be more.
They're going to charge a little bit extra to bring you that experience.
100%.
But you still
Is it the budget thing? Because the thing is, I get it. Like me personally, we get it. We understand it. So when I'm talking from the mindset. I'm trying to think of like someone who doesn't understand it, what they would think, right? Because I was like, they have to do that. They're a business. The venue. I don't know how long their lease is. I don't know. Like, I understand. We understand business in it. So like for us, we get it. And it was like, oh, and I'm like, you have to understand. It wasn't made, or as far as I'm concerned, like it was made with skaters in mind, but they have to make money. Do you know what I mean? They have to make money for all these things to run. And if you had the money, you would have done differently. Cool, whatever, because you're a skater and blah blah whatever, and you're from the UK, whatever. And I get all that, and that is very true. Someone else with the money or the backing or the capital would have done something different. Cool, but you have to understand, and you're saying rightly so, like it needs to make money for it to survive. Do you know what I mean? And this is something that has been needed, especially as Renaissance
needs to pay the people that work there.
It
and
needs
that's
to
the
run.
And one thing I do like about it is the first time when I went there, when I went there, and I'm like, oh, you work here. And listen, my heart, I was just like, no, this is dope.
But this is what I'm saying though. Like before it even opened, everyone was knocking the thing. And it got to me, I'm not going to lie.
I can imagine.
It really got to me. Because I've been in part of the conversations leading up to it, and I know what the overall vision is. Remember, it's only been open for a few months. Only been a few months. It's gonna get better.
Yeah, of course.
But
it's
before it even opened, people were saying so much.
Right.
And I was just like, guys, like, first of all, like, let me just say this.
Do you think some of it was jealousy though, because they wasn't
privy to
it, in the sense of where obviously they asked you and they asked a few others, so they're like in the London scene, like, all right, you know that you and a few others are like the pioneering of this thing.
Let me land on this one. So we all love skating, innit? That's first and foremost, right? And this is my opinion, right? I'm not trying to speak for anyone else. I'm just speaking for myself right now. So I feel like a lot of people see skating as their thing. So I feel like people in their own kind of selfish, kind of weird way feel like they own skating. And unfortunately, no one owns skating. Like, there isn't an owner to skating.
We say this like almost every day.
Yeah.
We say this almost every day.
Like there isn't an actual owner of skating, innit? Skating is skating. It's a sport. It's a hobby that we all enjoy, right? Now, I feel like in order, and I said it earlier, in order for skating to grow, in order for us all to benefit from this, it needs to reach a wider audience. That's going to mean we need to get an influx of people. So, bringing it back to Flippers. Flippers is there obviously as a skating rink for the skating community. But at the same time, they need to reach out to a wider audience to try and cover certain costs, certain things, right?
Non-skaters.
They need to reach out to the non-skaters. And I feel like that's kind of where people kind of get the knickers in a twist, where they feel like, oh, Flippers are charging these prices, but I've been skating for 10 years, so I shouldn't have to pay that money.
For that, yeah.
But
wild.
There's a there's a bigger picture to that. First of all, if you sign up for this, the Flippers community thing, you're going to get notifications on the discounted prices on all the things that are happening community-wise. That's the first thing. That's a little bit of promo for Flippers. Secondly, if you genuinely care about the skating community and you want to support it, wouldn't you want to see more things and more skaters come around?
For sure.
Like, in general? I don't know, do you tell me? Maybe I'm being naive to this whole conversation. Maybe I'm missing something.
Do you know what it is? I think what it is what, right, because I look at it, because similar to T, I play devil's advocate, because I love Flippers, innit? I love the idea of it. I love what it stands for, innit? And me being a businessman, I understand the business aspect of it. But then also me being a skater, I understand the mindset of how certain people, like, the most that skaters pay for is their skates. So, and then they'll go to Vauxhall, they will go to this car park, they will go to Hyde Park, and they skate for free. So in their mind, why am I paying to come into this venue and skate in here, innit? But you're not understanding that the environment that you're in, it's not your regular environment. So that's what you're paying for. You see what I'm saying? Like,
but you know what? But I hear that, yeah. But you know what really I don't understand is people don't have that same talk for Roller Nation.
That is very true.
You ever know? I've had conversations with people out behind the thing, and they necessarily, however much they like Roller Nation, is cool, but it's people look at it and they say, it's a bit too small for me, which understandable. And equally on a Sunday is $22.50 or something like £21, something like that, and they're like, that's wild for me, especially because it ends 11 or midnight or whatever. So I don't think everyone is entirely like, oh yeah, Roller Nation is amazing, and because I refuse to believe that. Okay. Like, Roller Nation is cool. When I first started going Roller Nation, I'm like, yeah, it's sick. But I think the better I got at skating, I was like,
you feel like you outgrew
it's
it.
Cool, but I've outgrown this place, innit?
And that's okay.
Yeah, because I will, in the speed skate, I'm doing 2 pumps and I've already and I'm like, and again, because I come from an active background, it's frustrating me that I can't let loose, innit? Yeah. So so for me personally, this is only me speaking for me personally, it's not enough for me, innit? Like, Flippers, it's a big size for me, but equally, it's still not enough for me because, again, I come from that background, and equally, on a decent night at Flippers, we're looking at 200 people there? 150 of them might not even be skaters. They're just people that, oh yeah, it's a work do or da. So the 50 skaters that's there, yeah, we're having fun or whatever the case may be, cool. But equally, that's still not a big enough space for me because I want to. So sometimes if I'm going Flippers, it's Dev's birthday, yeah, I'm coming because it's Dev's birthday. You see what I'm saying? But if I want to skate, I'm gonna hit the streets because I need the space. I need to feel like sometimes I want my legs to bun me when I finish skating.
But then there's going to be a different vibe in your skating.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll get in my jam skating bag when I'm indoors.
For sure.
I'll bring out my Rydels.
Yeah.
But when I'm on the streets, I'm in my bowers. You know what I mean? I've already preempted. I've already set
that's
that.
What.
I know what I'm going to do
in my mind.
Yeah.
But you know, some men, I'm not right. Me and T said this before. I've realized of late, some men ain't comfortable jam skating, and that might sound mad, but I watch certain men and they're kind of awkward, like and it's not because they can't do it, they just feel uncomfortable doing it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not, I don't want to say masculine, but they feel, I watch.
It might not be a natural thing.
You see what I'm saying?
Let me tell you this for free, yeah? I'll tell you this, and I'm sorry to say this, man, but you can't be a bad man on skates.
100.
Like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
As soon as you put on them skates just humble yourself.
You are like everyone else.
You're literally like everyone else, innit?
It's a different thing.
Just smile.
And enjoy it.
Just have fun.
Just have fun. It's really not that deep.
Like, don't put so much pressure on yourself. Just enjoy it, innit? Just vibe with the thing, innit? Like, you see what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Because I see it. I see it. And the maddest thing is, do you know what makes me laugh about this whole thing is, there's people that are sick skaters, innit? That's been skating for God knows how long. They have 3,000, 4,000, 6,000 followers. And you see when I see them jam skate, awkward. And I'm like, but brother, you've been skating.
You are the guy. You
see what I'm saying? And then I'm like, you're just a one-trick pony, which is cool. But equally, bro, like, just allow it, innit? Like, it's mad. It's so mad.
I just want to go back a quick second before I was going to say, in regards to Flippers, not to go back, but basically, I feel like there's a lot of elements that come into play, right? So if we're talking about Flippers in regards to Roller Nation, all that kind of stuff, I feel like there's a lot of elements that come into it. And I think one of the elements is money and budget. I think a lot of skaters, they will save up to buy this skate, buy that skate, whatever. But having the money on a regular basis to go somewhere, and it might be, someone's ego talking and they're like, oh, how can you, man? It might be your ego talking because essentially, you know, I can't afford to do this every week. Do you know what I mean? And that is cool too. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There's that, like, oh, I'm going to pay £20 to skate for 2 hours. Am I going to, do you know what I mean? So, and I know that when those things happen, like, flippers shifted certain things. And I was like, that's sick. Like, I remember when I was like, that's sick that they did that because they actually listened to the community, to people.
So
do you know what I mean?
This is what I've been saying. When you got people like Kai, and you got people like me that's on the like with these lot,
in there,
and actually able to have these conversations. Do you not think that these conversations are being happening all the
Yeah.
time?
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
a case
yeah.
where you can be like, okay, this is it, and it's changed.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it has
Takes
to go
time.
through approval.
Yeah,
It's got
yeah.
to do all of these other things.
And it's got to make sense for the business too.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, that is something I do definitely like commend. When I was talking about flippers, I was like, I was like, yo, have this and that, and they changed that, and did you? Wow, that's sick.
That day, remember that day, like when there was like, oh, you only paid this for 2 hours, and I remember the WhatsApp groups. They was like,
they were going.
No, I ain't going. And I'm just like, everyone just relax, bro. Like,
See, earlier I said about people was blocking it before.
Just relax, bro. Like, it's not.
I want to talk about that.
My brain is like, fair enough. They put at this price, but in my mind, I'm like, but because the people behind it, they understand that this potentially isn't gonna work, innit? If I come from Southeast London, let's say I choose not to drive, it's gonna take me 45 minutes there to get there, maybe on a good day, maybe an hour. Then I'm gonna skate for an hour. I'm traveling for the same amount of time that I'm skating. That's you see what I'm saying? Like, so just let them do their thing and kind of figure it out, innit?
Yeah.
Like,
Before you go, I'm just gonna say, anyone who's ever been flippers, who's paid for their 2 hour slot, tell me one person who's been kicked out.
That's what I was going to say as well.
For longer than
That's what I was going to say as well. It was like the fact that they're like obviously prior to changing, but also the fact that you were staying longer than the 2 hour slot, and certain, you know what's so funny? Yeah, it sounds so crazy, but like I think certain people were like, oh, man's got a hack. And I'm like, do you think it's a hack or do you think they're letting you do that? Do you know what I mean? I'm like,
remember that?
People like, oh, like, it's you, man. Like, don't, man's not going to my sticker because, and I'm like, do you think it's that, like, really?
Man's in the WhatsApp, you like, bro, listen, I'm in the corner hiding, man.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, don't worry. Like, people literally thought the hacker was like, oh, bless you guys.
That's very cute.
It's cute that you thought that. You felt like, oh, yeah, like, just come in at 7 and don't even worry about it. And I was like, because you can just stay here. Like, don't put your sticker on. Like, I was like, oh, that's so cute. It was really cute. Like, and I feel like, but that also made people like, yeah, like, I can skate for the whole 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever it is, you know what I mean? And I feel like that was something that kind of like made it like, okay, yeah, we can do this. I can pay £20 or whatever for the 2 hours or how much you want for the 2 hours. I can do, or for the longevity for the time I can do that. And I think that was a big turning point, like a very smart, like, I don't know if it was already in play or not, but a very smart thing to happen. And I think, like, equally, like I said, like, I rate Libby. I've never met her. I don't know her. But I was like, having these key players that are in the scene, that understand the scene and have come into skating to skate, like, to be a part of it. We were literally like, you can tell.
But it made sense, though, innit? Like, you had to go, like, if you're going to do it right, innit? So I'm going to go to Dev. I'm going to go to Kai. I'm going to go to these people because they're in the scene, innit? I'm not going to build a house and just me and my cousin that have no building experience. I'm just going to go, cuz, I think this is where the door goes. This is where the window goes. Here's the roof. We're in the yard now. Like,
equally, get a plumber for the kitchen.
We need plumbers.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
and what I will say, as just like a kind of like a final thing to say on flippers, is just like, give it time. Like, it has only been a few months.
Let it grow.
Obviously, it's a new thing. So let it grow. Let it turn into what it's gonna be. Please try and support it if you can. Not if I understand. Like, we all understand. Finance, cost of living crisis is mad right now. Like, it's not easy. But if you can support it and you want to have a good time and learn to jam skate, then by all means. And like, honestly, I genuinely, like, hand on heart, I believe, like,
for sure,
flippers can really be a key part of the London
It's
scene.
already changed the scene. It's already, like, when I think about it, it's already changed the scene. It already has. Like, it's already made an impact.
And
so, go on.
I was going to say, in terms of changing the scene, this is a very unique opportunity for us as a London skate scene to create a rink culture. So we very much have our car park and our street kind of culture, but this is our chance to create a rink culture like we have in New York, like they have in Atlanta, like they have in LA. Like, we are literally in that moment right now.
Yeah, 100%. We're living it.
We're in history. We're making history. Like, it's a beautiful thing, man. The floor is amazing. Like, I love the atmosphere of that place. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the first time when I walked up them stairs, and I was just like,
Rodney was so excited.
But no, can be honest though, remember the first time I was like, it was cool, like, it was alright. But you see, because that opening week, we went every day.
We
went every day. So the first time I left, and I was like, it was alright, it was cool. But you see, the second day,
Yeah.
But you see, the second day when we was there and then we left, we got out and I was like, "Nah, this is the best place I've ever. This is it." Like I was so gassed, like, and I fucking loved it. And I fucking loved it, and I still stand by it. Don't get twisted. Some days I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool." Maybe just because of the music, innit? Like you know, sometimes I think as skaters, like. I want to hear us like when you're in a certain type of mood, you want to hear a certain type of music. But obviously, you go to somewhere like that. Like that's me being selfish, innit? But equally, still the atmosphere is always amazing. Like I go there sometimes, and me just seeing everyone there and people working there, and me fucking Trey downstairs or whatever. Like I'm just like, what on, bro?
So
you see what I'm saying? Like it's sick, man.
And I need to rate the fact that like flippers are doing something that I don't think a lot of skate venues have done or thought about doing, and is like having like DJs that are like, first of all, good DJs and that first of all good DJs, but also DJs that also skate. You got DJs like, do you know what I mean? Like when I think of like Nick J, like I've known Monique since she was like little, and like we've danced together. I used to teach her dance, blah blah. And I see her now, she's doing a DJ thing, and I was like, bro, you're a DJ Flippers, sick. Like, sick, because I know, like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's actually sick that that's actually come about. Do you know what I mean? So I think, like, it's like...
I get gassed when I see Onyx on the line. And Dom and shit like
listen,
that. I'm like, I might come. Yeah, when I see back-to-back Dom and Onyx, I'm like, I'm coming.
I'm there. Do you know what I mean? And it is a connect to the scene that is not necessarily skate related, but it is skate related because you know what they're gonna bring, what they're gonna give you. You're like, yes, man, I'm there. It's gonna be sick.
Are you deep in it though? We're creating that right now.
Yeah,
we are creating.
It literally is that
an avenue. For a skate DJ.
Yeah.
You can be a DJ, but you can be a skate
DJ. It's different.
It's different.
It's definitely different. Yeah, it's different, man.
Because we've been places and DJ's been cool, but they don't skate in it. So my man's just like, his head is down. We've all stopped skating. And he's playing for himself.
I'll never forget that.
And
man.
We're just like,
that's happened twice now. And I'm like, and I've stopped and I've looked and I'm like,
bro, there's been moments of time where
I'm like this.
We're standing, we're just like, bro.
Like you can't even, you're not even looking.
Like,
you're just,
what are we playing now?
You're in your bedroom. Like by yourself.
Not gonna lie.
It's wild.
I've done that at Flippers.
Done what at Flippers?
Stood still.
Yeah,
like,
be like,
what's going on?
Yeah. Like, yo, hi. What, can you look at the ring? Like, can you read the room? Read the room. You know.
But then that's when, as skaters, we kind of need to almost change our mind a little bit, where it's like, okay, great, we are skaters, and we know that you have to play a certain way as a skater. But that person who's that big headliner DJ that everyone every non-skater knows, he's not playing for us right now.
Yeah.
Sure.
That is true.
Yeah.
He's paying for the non-skaters.
Yeah, fair.
That paid their £30 ticket.
Yeah. For the 2 hours.
For the 2 hours. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where.
Yeah.
It's just a case.
Let's go get a drink, bro. Let's go chat to your bedroom.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, yeah, and I need to sound by this, yeah. Even a DJ that is not a skate DJ, if you really know, like if you I stand by it, if you really know, you can one, you can flip it, and also if you got a good host that hosts with you that does the whole mic thing, that's a very like big factor as well. You will know what's working. I can't remember who it was that was playing, and he literally, I remember being like I think I was just like, and literally within 5 seconds he switched, and I thought, oh yeah, he's paying attention. You're paying attention because it's all the vibe changed. I was like, I turned around, I was like, oh yeah, okay. Like you can read the room in it, and yeah, sometimes it is like the commercial set and you're playing Spice because I'm like, listen, I don't want to listen to this right now, but this is actually a tune. This is a tune. Yeah, do you know what I mean? You're playing some MJ. I'm like, this is a tune. I can't even lie. Like, do you know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie to you. My best time when he played Wonderwall at Flippers. Bro, you see that day there, yeah? Bad man. I was like, bad man. That
day I looked at him, I was like, you're young, you don't know, you know the song. I was like, you get it. You know the song.
I was like, nah, brother. I skated around, I was like, bro.
People were belting.
Everyone.
Listen.
Everyone.
That was a moment. I can't even lie, that was a moment.
29s plus.
You lot giving me energy right now. I'm loving it.
was active, bro.
I'm loving it.
That was a moment.
Best night, bro.
That was sick.
Best night.
That was actually sick. I was gonna come off, you know, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Because he played that, and then he played that back to back, bro. I was like, yo.
And you know what's so smart? He ended on that because we had energy. I was like, who was that guy? Who was playing? Like, that's how you do it. Like, you know how to work a crowd. If you're a DJ, you're a DJ. Like a real. I'm not talking about a bedroom DJ. Like I'm talking about a DJ, like an event DJ. You know, you actually know, and you can spin the crowd. Like Spice Girls. Literally, when that song came on, everyone's like, 2 seconds later, everyone was singing
it. Yeah, everyone's singing it. Yeah, what are you talking about, bro? Relax, innit? Can you just big up General Levy? Also, General Levy at Flippers that time.
Live.
Never thought that's something that I needed in my life until that day.
I lost.
Gas.
Listen, you see me. Yes.
Till that day.
I lost myself.
Yeah.
I don't even get, and I was like,
Yeah.
literally, yeah.
It's
And
the
that's
noise
another,
that he makes.
Yeah.
Fam. Literally, I was like,
I'm not even gonna try to do the impression.
I wasn't doing. I thought, nah, let me not embarrass myself. But literally, yeah, because I remember being like, oh yeah, and then when it came out, I was like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like,
Sick.
and I was looking, I was thinking, you don't even know. You know, I was
Yeah, you don't
like,
know,
wait for
yeah.
the song to drop
Yeah,
because
you don't even know who
this
it is. Yeah.
Wait for
You
the
don't
song
know
to
who it
drop.
is.
Like, and I'm like, I was like, oh my. I said, I don't even get gassed, but bruv, he's live. He's like, oh, I wasn't even skating. I was just like, oh my.
Heartless Crew on skates when Mighty Mo was skating. Even though I
and
didn't
he
go
was
that
skating
day.
with the mic.
With the
Bro, I saw it on
mic.
Instagram. Because remember that day we went Harrow and I was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wanted
You
to.
were-
I was mad
you were
because I was
vexed.
like, bro, Heartless Crew
Yeah,
are gonna be
yeah,
at Flippers, bro. We're going there. Them are like, nah, we're going Harrow. I'm like, bro, let's just go there, see Heartless Crew,
Like,
and then we can go
bounce.
Harrow. But fam, you see when I saw Instagram, everyone's post, I'm like,
You
he was
are
skating in the
vexed.
crowd. I'm like, you lot pissing me off. Bro. I was vexed, man. I was vexed, man. I was vexed. So Flippers, can you run that one back, please? Because I missed it. Thank you.
But
guys,
it is moments like this. It is literally moments like that.
I was gonna say,
Yeah. Mm.
See this energy, that we've got right now. Just reminiscing and thinking about the different DJs.
Yeah,
different
the
lineups.
moments.
Go America.
Swear.
Go
I can
America.
talk to you about that. The US.
Go America.
How is it out there? Like,
Go.
he said, go,
Go.
just go,
Do what you need to do. Yeah.
get down there. Does
Go
there,
there.
is there
Go
any?
Detroit. Go ATL.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Go LA. Go New York. Go out there.
Swear.
Is it like vibe like all the time? Is that the energy you get? Like, is it just like what is it like?
Yeah.
So, obviously, in America, they're not too much on the whole street skating, raw
Yeah,
street
yeah,
skating
yeah.
thing.
They don't do that. Yeah.
Remember, that whole street skating thing is just a byproduct of our environment
Yeah,
in
100.
London. That's
Yeah.
kind of what it is.
Yeah,
isn't
100,
it?
yeah.
We didn't do that on purpose. It's just kind of
We didn't
how it
have
happens,
rinks,
right?
You had floors,
Right. But in America, they have a rink culture.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
a certain rules that you kind of go by. I'm not too privy to it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm still learning it myself. But they have certain rules and regulations that you kind of would abide by as part of the rink culture, rink etiquette. But one thing I will say, roller skating is very much rooted within black culture.
Yeah,
black
100%.
history,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And America really do make sure that's a thing out there.
Love that.
First of all. Second of all, they understand that you have your skate DJs and you have your normal DJs. So when you go for like a particular skate festival or a weekender that might be happening, you're going to get a skate DJ or multiple skate DJs that are going to set up and they're going to play for skaters.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So whereas you might go Flippers and you might have a regular DJ and a skate DJ. No, when you go America, you're having your skate DJs and it's going to be for the skaters.
Love that.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
And then different states have different styles. The same way how we in London have our own style.
Yeah.
Different states have their different styles.
Yeah.
And honestly, like when I went last year for the Flippers opening, that was my first time skating abroad.
Okay.
That was my first time ever skating abroad.
Yeah.
And it was really like an eye-opening experience to really see that like we're just like a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
But when you go out there,
Yeah.
like in the flipping sea, you're in the ocean.
Yeah.
And then you see like so many different ways of skating and ways of moving, and it's really inspiring. Like when I left from New York last year April, I came back. What did I do? I bought my Rydell's.
That.
I was like, I need to get on this jam skating thing because it's wavy, and it's like it's when you hear the different DJs playing certain sounds. Like I like my house music, innit?
Yeah.
But the way how they spin the house for skating, and they got the and everyone's literally going around like. But with their swag though, but it's a swag to it though. It's not like a it's like a
bounce.
Imagine like a cultured kind of.
Yeah.
Get me? Everyone just and they're moving, and it's just like raw, and you see people just in their bag. They'll be doing the most basic thing, but because it's them doing it, like it's like you're sick. Like I can do that, but I can't do it like you.
Yeah.
Only he can do it like that. Do you guys? Only she can do it like that. And yeah, it's just mad inspiring. Like I feel like as it's great to be in London and go to your rink and do your street skates. But if you're really on this skating thing, if you can or if you get opportunity, go abroad, go America, and just experience it once. And I promise you, it will change. It will change you. It will change you. Like
I love that.
It's crazy out there, man. it's crazy. And like the whole experience in New York when I went and just being able to skate with like Mayweather and Meek Mills and Jermaine Dupri, Usher, and it's just crazy. It's mad. I never thought I would be able to say things like this.
Yeah. That's so sick though. So. Like, and it's good to hear like you that's been skating for a long time in the scene now, like in skate influential, a great influential person. And then for you to be like having these experiences, and I'm happy like in like listening to you, and I'm like getting tea, like, and I wasn't even there. I'm happy for you. I wasn't even there. Like to see that, and people are like, oh, actually, that could be me. Like I could do that. I can be in this situation. Do you know what I mean? I can have that experience. Oh, actually, I'm gonna go to the US now, and I'm actually gonna go see what it's at. Do you know what I mean? And it's you're such an inspirational person. Like, and I don't think like I said, like not just because of like how you skate, but like. Yeah, how you skate, but how you are and how you are as a person. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I really love that you're like forthcoming, but also open, but also like, and also open to like having these conversations, because some of these conversations are not necessarily like easy conversations, especially like live, like, and we haven't even, do you know what I mean? Like having these conversations about certain things and being like, actually, no, that pissed me off, you know, that actually jarred me, and like, and expressing those things, because we're all human in it at the end of the day, and we don't know anything from someone's point of view unless they tell us. Do you know what I mean? Like, we didn't know these things about, do you know what I mean? So, no, actually, we get it, and we're making assumptions. Everyone's making assumptions about things, like, we're not necessarily having these conversations, because when you skate, we don't necessarily sit down and have a conversation. You don't necessarily do that. And also, you don't know who you can do that with. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, oh, but you don't know if you can have a conversation with that person and be open and be, do you know what I mean? And be like, actually, is this, and actually, no, bro, like, don't do that. Or like, don't, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't necessarily know you can do these things. And I think that the more, I'm talking really fast, sorry. The more...
No, you're good. I'm with it, but I don't know if everyone else is with it.
I'm aware that I talk really fast, so I have to like really slow myself down. But like when, like, I think, I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say?
So that we're happy that we're able to have these open conversations.
Able to have these open conversations. And I think the more people have skated and more people are talking and more people in the scene, I think the more we are realizing you can actually have these conversations with people, and that's the yes, we skate and yes, we do these things, but the connections are the important part. Like the conversations you're having, and it might just be like the amount of times that Rodney talks about like you and like, I think you guys have had like 1 or 2 conversations, but the fact that that's been impactful, do you know what I mean? Like it means something. Like, do you know what I mean? Like like I said, like he's speaking about you every single episode. Literally, like it's like
somehow your name always
comes up. And that shows the impact of who you are, but also the fact that we can have these conversations, that we can talk about these things, and maybe not on a podcast, but in real life. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, Dev, I didn't know this part of Flip was like, and have a conversation, and you are someone who is there that can influence decisions to be made. Some people, I didn't know this, so like now people know, not to like everyone should be like in Dev's DMs and being blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? But just be aware that someone that you know moves of integrity is able to be in that position, because that doesn't happen usually. It's usually people in a position that they don't care. They don't care about what's happening. They just want to make money. They don't want, do you know what I mean? It's not usually we have someone in a position that actually cares and is for it. And do you know what I mean?
No, I was just going to say, like, you know, one thing that I get quite a lot.
Sorry, I pressed something I shouldn't. Sorry, go, sorry.
No, I was just going to say one thing that I get quite a lot, like, especially quite recently, is let's say like I'm at a skate motive, or I'm in a car park, whatever, and someone might, you know, they might come up to me, or I can see someone looking at me, and they'll come up to me, and I'll be like, oh, hi, and I'm like, what are you saying? Like, they always say to me, like, you're actually a nice guy, you know? And I just wanted to say, guys, like, no matter what you see on social media, I swear I'm just a normal person from South London. Like, and if you actually speak to me, like, I'm more than happy. I got bare time in it. So if you want to talk, like, talk, man. Let's talk, innit? Like, I'm not scary or whatever. If you want advice or tips, please, like, ask me. Like, and I will probably ask you for tips. If you're doing something that I like, I will come up to you and I will ask you, innit?
Each one teach one, man.
Each one teach one. So yeah, I just wanted to say, like, don't be afraid to like speak to me, innit?
It is that kind of like, oh my god, there's the guy following the because, and I mean, some people haven't necessarily. I'm glad you said it, because some people haven't necessarily had the greatest experience with someone they follow, and then they talk to them, and it's not necessarily been like a positive response. But that's human to human. It's not like skaters like this. It's like human to human, innit? But one thing about you, which I think, if you've ever been around, and I'm going to talk about you like you're not here, if you've ever been around Dev, or you've been in a skating event and Dev isn't there and he comes into the space, it's a very different experience as if you go in and he's already there. Because when he comes into the space, he makes a point to say hello to everybody. Like, even if it's like a little, he makes a point to do that. So that's how I know I can have a conversation with you if I saw you. Do you know what I mean? But if they've come in after and they see like, oh my God, he's doing his thing, I don't want to bother him. Do you know what I mean? But I think a lot of people do like have that kind of like, oh, I don't want to bother you. I don't want to, do you know what I mean? But
that's how we first had, the first time when we kind of really had was that at Norwood, didn't it? Like you came in, you said, bruv, I watched you say hello to everyone. Yeah. And I'm just like, who the fuck's this brother, bro?
Yeah.
Like, but you like, Wagwan, you call your what a long time fam, you call, and I'm just watching you, and I'm just like, nah, why is this brother just saying that? Because me, I'm very like you see what I'm saying? Like, even if I don't, I'll be like, yeah, but then equally I might not. But then I saw you do it, and I was like, oh, right, I like that. Then you came up to me, he's like, oh, Wagwan fam. I'm like, I'm like, oh, and then the second time you done the same thing, I was like, oh no, you're actually like this. Cool. And then that was after that moment, I was like, nah. Then obviously that time at Norwood, then we was throwing that American football thing, we cracking joke, and I was like, oh no, bruv, I like this brother, bruv. Like, I was like, nah. And then even I asked someone, I'm like, yo, fam, who's my man, bruv? And they was like, nah, bro, you see my man there. And then once they certified, I was like, yeah, no. I already knew roughly, but I was like, yeah, no. Once they said, yeah. I was like, cool, yeah, bro. Like,
if people have good things to say to you and you're not in the room, it says a lot, man.
It says a lot about you. 100.
It says a lot. Like, trust me. Even I think it was, I don't even know what it was, but it was definitely at Flippers that I saw you and said hello. And I'm thinking, why is this guy hugging everyone on the rink, bro? Like, it's like, oh, you good? Hey, you. I was thinking, wow, hi. I was like, hi. I thought, oh, he's nice. Like, I was like,
too mixy, man. What's wrong with me?
He's like, jumping on the rink and be like, oh, like, everyone else on the rink, he literally said hello, hugged or waved to.
Everyone really loves you, bro.
Literally. And I was like, raw, like, and he was just like, and it was an influx. Oh, you right? And he's like, oh, yeah, you cool, bro? Yeah, cool. Like, yeah, see you, like, cool. Like, I was like, raw. Okay, like, and it literally is that. It's integrity, man.
And it's infectious. Like, sometimes I see you skate, especially at Flippers. And sometimes, bro, you're cheesing from air. Like, and the thing is, no one even, you're just grinning from smiling.
I'm just happy to be here right now.
Like, and I love that, bruv. And I love that. And like, in your element, you're not even paying no one no mind, and you're just smiling, bruv. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's good, man. Like, and I think,
it's dope.
like, even as a black man to black man, like, I see that, and I'm just like, yeah, no, that's fucking dope, bruv. Like, and I just think, that's sick. You see what I'm saying? Like,
it does make a difference. Like, you, especially like talking about being a black man, doesn't make a difference. Like, when like the same thing we had with like Rouge when Rouge was here, because we had him and he's talking about you as well, and talking about like how like you guys like jump skating and you know like holding hands, and it's not actually holding hands, but it's like you're skating in it, and we have to like connect in it, like to do what we need to do. And I think that's been a major shift like in skating, like this whole like bad man don't do like jump skating, and then 6 months later I see you in the corner, I'm like, I mean, it's cool, but don't, you know what I mean? Don't knock it until, do you know what I mean? And it's, you see like you and like Chan and like doing stuff and moving, and I'm like, well, I remember the first time I saw, I think it was you and Chan or you and someone, and I was like, I stood and I was like, because I don't see any tall black guys doing that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like,
what's my name? Ezra? What's his name? Ezra?
At Flipper or something.
I remember with the little dreads. Young boy.
Ezekiel.
Yeah.
What, we're doing a partners game?
Yeah.
We've been working that for a few weeks now.
You can see it. I was like, you lot are in your bag, you're in it, you're there. And then you don't necessarily see that. And I thought like, for me, I was like, this is an iconic moment, and people don't know this is an iconic. You don't even know, but this is an iconic moment because you're too. It's not like you lot are like you stand out already. And I was like, this is. I just remember watching that. Like, this is so sick. Like,
I remember you came up to me, he was like, look, and I was like, oh shit, yeah. I was like, yeah, sick. And I was like, yeah, but that's what they do in it. Like in my brain, I'm just like, yeah, because they're both cool like that in it. Like, it just makes sense in it. Like, but I think like
it's an iconic moment, man.
For someone that's not necessarily just for us seeing for what it is in it. Like, you're just two black men just enjoying the moment of skating in it.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
It's not.
It's not
ego thing. It's not a hype thing. It's not like, we're gonna go fast and go backwards. It's not that. It literally was the element of that, and I was like, this is actually so sick. And I'm not inspired bare people because after that, I've seen bare guys.
A couple men like, they're holding hands and they're spinning around. I was like,
come on.
Yeah, you lot got that from them.
And this is what I'm saying. Even like for me, I say that I was influenced by the whole American scene. That's a normal thing. So I've seen them doing it in America. I might see them on socials as well. So like, cool, let me try to bring that.
Bring that element here. You know
so I'll be like, alright, Ezekiel, look, let's try this. And then we won't get it right first time, but then we'll try it, and then people will see us like, okay, that's what the man are doing. Right, let's try it, and then it literally just like it's just infectious. Like everyone just starts doing it as well, man. So it's sick.
I literally love that. It's just, it's dope, man. It's dope. It's been
keep doing your thing, bruv. Keep doing you, bruv.
Always, man.
Like elevating the scene. I freaking love it.
And please keep doing this. Like keep on documenting. And having people come on here and just to talk about their story. And the fact that I've had the opportunity to kind of share my story a little bit, and hopefully allow people that may not know me so well to get a deeper dive into who I am as a person.
100%.
You know, and
But I liked you before. I like you even more now. So.
Yeah, this is it. There's so many things I want to ask. And I was like, no, wait for the pod.
Yeah.
Just wait. Like having this, and it's been amazing. Like things. Listen, you and Chan are flipping cousins.
Yeah.
Who even
And you like you karate guys. Like what the fuck?
who
like,
even knew that? Like I just it's been awesome. Is there anything you want to say that you haven't said? Anyone you want to shout out? Because if anyone you want to talk about, anything you want to say that you haven't had the opportunity to say yet.
Well, first and foremost, like I said, thank you guys for allowing me to come on here.
Thank you for coming.
It's been really nice speaking. Secondly, I just want to give a shout out to the whole of the London skate community, whether it be the pillars or whether it be just someone who just comes maybe once a week, or even someone who doesn't come too much but they got skates lying there.
Yeah.
I feel like we all have a part to play and everyone is playing their part.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, and I said it before and I'll say it again. I feel like skating can save the world.
Yeah.
By that I mean like we can have a positive impact on our community. I mean the black community.
Yeah.
We can uplift each other.
Yeah.
And the main thing I wanted to say before I left here is that there is room for everyone.
Yes.
We've been saying it.
There is room for everyone. I'm not in competition with no one.
Yep.
And no one is in competition with you.
Yep.
And just do your thing, innit?
Yeah.
It will come.
Yeah.
But just do your thing, and it's not a crabs in the bucket kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
not.
everyone, there's space and room for everyone to grow and evolve and win. So
Yeah.
just keep winning.
Yeah.
Sick.
I freaking love that.
Sick.
Do you want to do?
I knew he was gonna say that. Cool. Say that more. I got it.
All right, cool. So we're gonna. You haven't watched it, so you don't know anything about this. So we're gonna do a quick fire round. It's gonna be either or. So everybody's gonna ask you some questions, and you pick either or.
Right.
And it's fast, yeah.
No thinking. Is it skate related?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Ready?
before we ask you, what song are you? Because I meant to say to you the other, like when I saw you skating the other time and you had the headphones in, I was like, what was you listening to? I wanted to know, like, what are you listening to right now? Before we get into,
Is there a song that you're listening to?
Is there a song that just has on repeat, or one of your favorite songs that you skate to, or?
Well, right now,
right.
the song that I like right now, is a song called White Crocs.
By
Jordan Wood.
Okay, I'm gonna link it.
This tune here.
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard it.
Again, it's not necessarily a skate tune. It's just a vibe in it. I like this vibe.
Tunes are tunes, isn't it?
This is the tune in it. White Crocs. And
Okay,
that's I don't know, like
I
it's
feel
not,
like-
it's
I feel
not a
like-
skate tune. I'll be real.
I feel like, but what is a skate tune? Because I skate to slow jams,
Yeah, it's
fast. I
true.
skate to. It's a skate song. It's a song you skate to. That's it.
It's true, but I don't know. I just like this song right now.
I feel like you let us
my
in
skate
there.
tune though.
Yeah.
My skate tune is Favorite Girl, which is a house tune. This
So you
one.
pop a house head, didn't it? Pop a house head. I like that.
I like house music. I like house music a lot.
Next time when my cousin's DJ, we're gonna go to her.
This is my
Okay.
skate tune.
Okay.
Favorite Girl. That's my skate tune right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Awesome.
Good to know. Alright.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, so either
Rodney.
or, right? Okay. Street skating or indoors?
Street skating.
Artistics or like bows or something.
Bowers for the culture.
Sick. Grapevine or crazy legs?
Crazy Legs.
Chopping or shuffling?
Shuffling.
Swear.
Yeah. We could talk about that.
Yeah. Cryptos or airwaves?
Airwaves.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I need to write these down, you know.
Yeah,
'cause I
yeah.
always forget.
You're sick of going off your head though, because I'm like, I'll never remember any of those.
I can't remember. But
That
yeah.
is sick.
Okay, cool.
Why shuffling?
Do you know what it is? I feel like, shuffling was the part of backward skating that I lacked for a very long time.
Right.
So like I said to you before, when I was trying to self-teach myself, I would literally chop and I would like wing myself back.
Yeah.
And I'd chop, and
Yeah.
I'd wing myself back.
Yeah.
But you see, when I perfected the shuffle, it leveled.
Changed the game.
And I'm anti. That
Okay.
was another question. Anti.
Yeah.
I'm quite-
Yeah, anti-clockwise. Yeah.
Shut you.
So I'm anti, innit? So I've always, when I'm doing trains with everyone, I've always had to have a good shuffle to
Yeah,
keep up
to
with
keep-
everyone's chop.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you can perfect your shuffle, this is in regards to speed and distance backward skating. You know what? Okay, we'll get into that. When it comes to speed and long distance backward skating, you need to have a good shuffle. I feel like I conserve way more energy doing
100.
shuffle
On the shuffle.
100.
Yeah.
than I do on chopping.
Yeah.
But I'm mad, yeah, because I would challenge myself to skate backwards for as long as I can, innit? Like when I was in my prime, I would, because I used to work at Eminem's World, yeah. Shout out Eminem.
Oh,
But
sick.
I would skate home from Eminem's World,
In
innit?
West End.
But listen to this though.
Backwards the whole way.
I skated backwards from Eminem's World
All the
to
way
Brixton.
home. Mad.
And I swear I didn't document it, but like hand on heart, innit? Like I have done it.
Swear.
Like,
And if you are skating,
genuinely.
you know what he's saying, what that mean. Like you know what that is. That's wild.
So that's Leicester Square to Brixton via
Mad.
like
Backwards,
Trafalgar,
you know.
Westminster, over the bridge. Then you go Lambeth North. Then you go past all the way down Kennington, Oval, and like Oval, Kennington, and then to Brixton the whole way.
That's crazy.
And that's because of that shuffle.
That's crazy.
We gotta go on a street skate.
I'm that she don't skate, but but I've said to her she needs to
Achilles.
get
You need
comfortable.
to start off slow though.
Yeah. I'm gonna do just about street skate because that's what will get me. Like I had I say not traumatic, but I had a not necessarily great experience street skate. It just scares me, innit? And I think I just need to get out of that. It's because I'm aware of so many things. I'm just aware of so many things that's happening. I'm like, ugh. I just need to get like. But I'm gonna. And I feel like I've been like almost like pressured into.
But we skate to the shop sometimes.
yeah,
so
we
sometimes
do.
Like, I link her and then we're like, let's just skate down to Catford or to Lewisham or something.
Like we'll create content or whatever, and we're doing our things, and because we both like live in Catford, we just like skating up and down, which is cool. But I just need to get over my fear of like just everything.
Yeah.
My fear of everything. But I want to, because I see like I feel like now more than anything, I'm more inspired to street skate now. Because before it was very like messy, guys are skating like jumping, like it felt very like just like
Reckless.
yeah. I was like, I'm not really trying to. But now it's almost like, not almost like there's an art to it.
100%.
So when I see it, I'm like, yeah, I want to treat it like that, not like I want to like that, like because it's like it's just it's
You know what you're talking about right now. You're talking
street surfing.
You're talking about street
Surfing.
That's exactly
That's what it
you're
is.
talking about.
Yeah,
You're talking
yeah.
about
Street surfing. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Not street skating, street surfing.
Yes.
That's what I want to do. Yeah, because
I'm so happy you just said that. I swear down.
I already do.
This is exactly what. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, and I feel like it's only been like again because of social media, it's only been like documented now. So I'm like, because it is different. Like people think it is actually different. I'm like, I want to do that. And you do that. Every time I see him skate, I'm just like, I want to be like you.
I just love the streets.
I'm just filming, and I'm like, I want to be like you.
The rinks, the car parks, everything's cool, yeah. But sometimes I just love the streets.
As a street skater, I can say you can only go around a rink so many times.
Yeah.
I get bored. I get bored easily, innit? Like sometimes there's moments in times when I'm in my yard, I'm like, I'm going for a street skate. And I will literally just think, where am I gonna go? So I might skate from my yard to like London Bridge. And then I'm like, I'm already in West End. And I'll hit the whole of West End.
Facts.
And then I'll just come back home.
Facts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that was a good. And I'm just like, yeah. And I'm like, why did I not call someone to come with me? Like, and I literally, because I thought to myself, I'm just going to go Lewisham. And I get to Lewisham and I think, let me just go to Declan. Then I get to Declan, let me go to London Bridge.
You just
and the
keep
next
going.
thing you know, I'm already in Central. And I'm just like, all right, fuck it, innit? Like,
See, COVID times. I'm going on so much. You know,
No,
sorry,
go.
You know, COVID times, yeah, where it was lockdown.
Yeah. And the streets were
Best.
nice.
Empty streets. We was just out here. West End was a ghost town.
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
no
No
one
one around.
anywhere.
It's like a film set, innit? It literally felt like a film set. I was like,
100%.
this is not even. It feels fake. Yeah. That is crazy. Those are the times I should have done.
sorry, one more. What's one of your, like, what's your favorite skating move? Like Grapevine, Crazy Legs, or like anything like that? Like, what is your favorite? Like downtown or something like that?
Jam skating movie, me.
Or whatever. Just whatever. Apart from speed skating, apart from chopping and shuffling, what's one of your favorite moves? Or something that you like to do?
I like seeing people do different stops. Does that count?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's certain parts of skating people don't actually talk about enough.
Yeah.
And that's kind of something that I'm trying to recently push on my page. Don't know if
talk
you've
about
noticed,
it.
but I'm trying to do like the stops.
Stops.
I'm trying to do like
Yeah.
little takeoffs.
Yeah.
And that kind of things, because again, it goes into the whole thing of trying to push street skating as a whole.
Yeah.
But there's things like being able to emergency stop.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah,
really,
yeah,
really
yeah.
We
important.
talk about that.
We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
So like, I don't know, man. I just like trying loads of different.
So what's one of your
Yeah.
favorite stops? Because even when we done Mateki Bunch last week or something like that,
Yeah.
and they was talking about their favorite stops, and even some of them, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
What
man?
is that? Yeah.
Like, what is
First
that?
of all, I don't know half of the
What
names
they're
of these
called?
stops, because I feel like what I could call a certain stop, someone might have a different name. for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That is true.
So obviously, I say the most reliable emergency stop, like to stop right there, would probably be the hockey stop.
Describe
which is
it.
the one where you just go.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
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 But if I'm skating backwards, I like to do my chop stop or running stop,
Yeah.
whatever you like to call
Yeah.
it. I feel like you can drag that one out and make it look quite cool.
Yeah.
Cool,
It's
yeah,
quite
Yeah.
smooth.
Very slick.
And then you can like transform it into a takeoff.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
which is kind of cool. So I suppose, yeah, like I like my stops, man. I like seeing people do different
sick,
stops
yeah,
and get creative with the stops. So
Yeah. I think it's definitely something that's a thing. Because everyone's got the stop and the Superman stop and I'm like the VT stop and everyone's like, what's that? And I'm like, I saw VT do it, so I call it the VT. I call it the VT stop. Like, do you know what I mean? Like everyone has their things that they do, and I think also like it's just bringing their swag to it, innit? Because sometimes you do something like I'm gonna add a little, then it just kind of changes a little bit, and you're just like, oh, that look. I'm like, that look nice.
That's one of my favorite things about skating. Like we all do the same thing, but everyone's got their own swag. Everyone's got their own style and their own swag to do it. Like, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I didn't know you could throw your shoulder into that. Oh, say no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just love it, man. I think it's so sick.
It's ever evolving, man. It's dope. But yes, all right.
Yeah,
There's
sick.
anything else you want to talk about?
no,
I mean, we could never talk too much. Never too much.
This one here, yeah.
But listen, we could have a conversation for 5 hours, and I would be like, "Oh, you need to go home? Okay, sorry." Do you know what I mean? But thank you for coming on.
it, man.
Thank you for just like being open to it as well. Because like I messaged you, and you don't know who I am, and I was like, "Hey,
like
hi,
I said,
I'm Tori."
I've seen skate mates.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
appreciate that. Like, so, yeah, thank you for
man,
coming on.
appreciate it, man.
Thank you for being who you are.
Yeah.
Shout out to your parents. Shout out
Big
to
up
your
your
family.
parents. Big up your family.
Like, because you've grown and created and nurtured this human right here.
And
He's an awesome human.
Awesome human.
Do you know what I mean?
110%.
We talk about you all the time, and now we can
All
say
the
it to your
time.
face.
Yeah,
Thank you for elevating the scene and being a part of the scene and taking on, because it's a responsibility to decide you want to do something and elevate a scene. It's a responsibility that people don't really think about. Something you've done and you're putting your name to and your face to. So thank you for like doing that. Thank you for being who you are. Where can they find you? Almost forgot that.
Yeah. Easiest way to find me is on Instagram at dev2me. I'm also on TikTok, Devonte2you. Oh my days. We haven't spoken about my at.
Your at?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dev to you.
So there's a story behind my at. I kind of just said it.
Yeah, go.
So see, I talk too much. I'm
No,
telling
man,
you.
no, it's fine.
I know
it's-
you're
it's
doing the
sick.
closing. You're doing the
No,
closing.
listen.
No,
It's all
basically-
natural. Yeah, go.
Okay, so my name is Devonte.
Yeah.
Right? I introduced myself as Dev earlier because everyone just knows me as Dev
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But that's kind of part of the story. So my name is Devonte. And back in the day, my at was Devonte to you. So Devonte to you, because I used to have a thing where all my family and close friends would call me Dev.
Yeah.
And people who didn't know me would
Oh,
call me
you're
Devonte.
Devonte
sick.
to you.
Oh, sick. I
Right?
like
So
that.
that was my original at from
That-
like before
way,
skating,
way
like
back.
from way back, right?
Yeah.
And then I ended up deleting my profile on Twitter. Like I got fed up on Twitter.
Yeah, same.
It was
Mine
toxic,
gone.
and I deleted
Wild.
it in it. And then when I was getting back on my socials, I said, let me get a new app. And I thought, what should I have it? And I said, Dev to me, innit? Devonte to you, but to me
Dev
it's
to
Dev. So
me.
Dev to me.
Sick.
And
That
then
is
now
sick.
it's kind of the opposite, where everyone knows me as Dev.
Dev,
So
yeah.
it's just Dev.
Yeah.
And then people always wonder, like, what's my actual name?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
Devonte to you.
Yeah.
Sick.
So that's basically the story behind
That
my
is
app.
sick.
Yeah.
I
You can
love
find me on
that.
TikTok at Devonte to you. Well, YouTube Devonte to you. Or Instagram Dev to me. But yeah, but you catch me on the streets, man. I'm outside, I'm everywhere. North, south, east, west.
He's active.
Central, I'm active.
Say hi to him. He'll say hi back.
Any stickers, bro? I need some stickers, fam.
Got you, man.
I swear. Yeah, what?
Bro, I stay ready, man.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I should have really thought about that before I came. I already have them.
Sick.
In my wallet. Literally all the time.
Because people must ask you all the time, innit?
Yeah, I mean, not really, to be honest.
Because some of my lot, like
I
Mel,
kind of just push them out. Like, if anyone
yeah.
wants them,
Thank you.
safe, man.
if anyone wants them, man.
Because I saw Mel had one. I'm like, hold on, how the fuck you get that, bruv? And she was like, he gave it to me. I'm like, what? Hold on, what? Where is he, bruv? And I'm like, nah, he's gone, bro. I'm like, nah.
Half of the time I forget.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
they're always in my wallet.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's a
Always.
smart thing to do.
And I just forget. But when I go around on my street skates, sometimes
Slap it places.
I'm in different countries.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
slap them out, get a video, and then
Yeah. Literally love that. So we've been skate mates.
Yes.
This has been
This has been Dev.
Dev to me, but
Yeah.
Dev to us, but also Dev
Dev to you.
to you and me and us now, because it's like it's a Dev thing now,
Yeah,
isn't
it's a
it?
Dev thing now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, socials will be because socials will be where they are. His @ will be on the screen somewhere, and you can find him. He'll also be linked and all that kind of that good stuff. But yeah, until next time, subscribe and all that stuff and all that.
Like, comment, subscribe. Big up, Dev. Thank you for coming. Much appreciated. I
Appreciate
love
you
you,
guys,
bro.
man.
Keep doing your thing. Keep shining. Keep growing. Keep being great. You know what I mean? If you don't see him, big him up, please.
Yeah.
Come say hi.
And don't be shy. Skate mates out.
Peace.
Peace.
Past, present, future, rolling to the London scene.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man,
That
that
was
was
so
dope.
fun.
Glad you enjoyed it.
I'm a chatterbox.
Listen, I'm a chatterbox
Realize,
too.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't realize that you was actually talking like that because sometimes I look at you and I think, oh, you might be just very quiet and reserved, but okay.
Glad you enjoyed it.
No, that was really fun. Really fun.